RPG chatting and painting miniatures. I've been painting a bunch of squadrons of fighters. I need to paint their stems, but there's a basic outline of what we've got going on there. Now, I did invest like, I don't know, $12 in some 1/800 scale fighter planes for World War II to go with my aircraft carriers. Like this is the Japanese aircraft carrier, I believe, the Shokaku. And I got a bunch of zeros and vowels, I think it is, that actually I can glue onto this thing. It's probably going to be a beast because they're going to be small. But at the same time, it'll make it look way better. What's up, James Lowry? How you doing, man? So yeah, and then for the American carriers, I got some Grumman Hellcats or Wildcats or whatever, and whatever the torpedo bombers were. I didn't get any airplanes for the Germans or the British because I don't have any German or British ships really. I mean, I have all Pacific Fleet ships, I believe. And of course, these are ships that I 3D printed out. And let's see, do I have a. No, see, here's an American carrier. I believe this is the Lexington. And so it's going to look pretty badass when it's got a deck full of fighters and bombers on it. And half of them I ordered have the wings folded up. We'll see how good I am at painting it, but I think they'll look pretty good. And then underneath here, of course, we've got the more painted figures. So this is, I believe, the USS. Damn it, the barrels broke off too. That sucks. I think this is like one of the USS, one of the bomber battleships. The Texas, maybe? I don't know. And of course, I've got our favorite cruiser, the Cleveland. Gotta have the Cleveland. I remember when the Cleveland was so OP in World of Warships, man, people would just cry about that ship. And as well should have, because let's be honest, I mean, the rate of fire on that thing was way, way out of whack, super out of whack. And it was a tier 6 ship or something like that. So there was nothing at tier 6 that could deal with that thing. You just run up on anything and start, And then I've got a couple of, I think this is a Fletcher, And of course the Japanese, I had to get the main Japanese destroyer or cruiser on here. I think this is the Kotaku. And if you look really close or you know anything about World of Warships, what you will know is this bastard packs 16 torpedo tubes to a side. They actually removed this from the game because too many people would just run out in front of everybody at high speed, and then they would just do the whole drift one way, fire all the torpedoes, drift the other way, fire torpedoes. And the thing is, Japanese torpedoes have a very good range. The negative is torpedoes, especially in World War II, they don't know what side you're on. So what was ending up happening is the Japanese were team killing their own fleet like non-stop. And it was, I have to say, it was pretty hilarious. Pretty hilarious. So I sent a message to my brother I wonder if I'm gonna have to call him or if he'll actually log on. I don't know. This guy. It's Friday, so there should be no issues with him. It's like, I don't know, man. I know he wasn't playing Dune because I was playing Dune earlier. So if he's just laying in bed being a freaking whatever. All right. So I might have a guy driving in from Melbourne to give me some money for that unopened box set of Indominus. And that'd be nice. $250, but he lives in Melbourne, which is like an hour drive. So I told him I'd drop a little bit of money off of it so that, to make up for the gas and the time. Since if he's willing to drive all the way out, I feel like the nicest thing I could do is give him a little bit of discount. Where are you at? You're at the grocery store every day. Well, I'm live streaming and I sent you a thing. Well, hurry up. Hurry up. You have a limited amount of time to hang out with your older brother. You're going to fuck around and regret it. And make me regret it too. So hurry up. Catch you later. See, that's how you properly guilt someone. When like they're like literally hate crafting gamer. See, you gotta understand. You gotta have a little bit of the Jew in you to land that kind of guilt. When you call a guy, he's at the grocery store, he has a terminal disease, and you're all like, what are you doing, man? You're supposed to be here with me. I mean, we're all going to regret this one day because, whatever, right? I mean, yeah, that is the pro tip that I can give you guys right there. Oh, look at this. Okay, let's tilt it down. You can see my box with all my buildings back here. There's all of my Blood and Plunder ships. I've got a whole fleet. And then going all the way across, you can see some dragons, etc. Like up there, you can see my flying ships for Tauslanta. And then tons of miniatures. Over here, above the Jesus Christ battle flag, you can see all kinds of terrain sets for 40K. I'm going to end up throwing those in a box and selling them too. I can probably get a couple $100 out of them easy because they don't make them anymore. Those actual particular ones. So someone out there really, really wants the, Now I have half thought about it and I don't know, but I have thought about it. And I'm sure there's some people out there that are going to be like, you're an idiot. You shouldn't even think about it. But I've seriously considered quite possibly picking up some of the Epic Horse Heresy stuff. Now, I already got some because I bought a sprue of Malcador tanks just to put them together to see what they'd be like. And, on YouTube, you can, or YouTube, eBay, you can buy like a whole freaking sprue for like, $6, $7, $8, whatever, depending. So yeah, I picked up a sprue, gave it a look. They're not 6mm anymore. They're more like 10, which is funny because BattleTech is no longer 6mm either. It's closer to 10. So odd. Bautech changed its scales, and then Epic did too. If there's one thing some people are complaining about the new Epic, it's that it's horse heresy. And that means some people would say the game is kind of boring because it's Imperial on both sides. To that, I would say, hey, what's up, Agrim? To that, I would say no. But what I would say the big problem is if you intend to use a lot of Titans in your game and not just play Titan Legion, it gets really expensive because these assholes, right? They expect like $100 for some of the Titans. And these are not big miniatures. These are not big miniatures at all. They're like maybe 4 inches tall or something like that. And that is insane. But then again, that's $40K. And the way they've got the army builder set up is you can only have so many, like X amount of the points of your army in Titans. So if you want to actually play like a Warlord Titan, you have to have a 3,000 point army. And that's a big ask. That's a big ask because the infantry components of the armies are dirt cheap, like a 20-man tactical squad, which is like 4 bases, is nothing. It's really nothing. You're talking about, you're playing with legions here, So what Warhammer has actually done, believe it or not, Games Workshop, I should say, is in a lot of their most recent tournaments, they have reduced the points down to 2,000 points. And that's about at the point where, okay, fine, you can have a Warhound Titan, which you can only have one Warhound Titan, but the box set comes with 2. So I think they're hoping you'd split the box set up and have like your Titan and, whatever. But when they're talking, though, when people are talking about you're forced to play Imperial, that's kind of, they're kind of not right, because you can play Dark Mechanicum. And Dark Mechanicum is not Imperial, no matter what anyone says, right? I mean, they're the ones with the spider tanks and all the crazy shit, right? And they're basically chaos, more chaos than chaos, So, yeah. I mean, if you want to play some weird, crazy army full of spider walkers and knights and, cybernetically engineered soldiers, play Dark Mechanicum and you're fine, Or, I mean, if you want to play a huge army, you can play Astra Militarum or Solar Guard or whatever. And those guys can fight for either side. So really, it just depends on how you paint them up. So, Call of Duty, man, how you been doing? What's going on in the subcontinent these days? I hope you guys are doing all right. I know there was a recent meeting in China, and Putin and Modi and Kim Jong-un showed up, but Modi did not walk in the parade with them. So he was there for the economic talks, but he wasn't there to, parade himself around. And I think that pissed the U.S. president off a little bit, but I'm sure we'll figure it out at some point. You know what I mean? I'm sure. It's kind of crazy listening to Vladimir Putin talking about if you do enough organ transplants, you can basically become immortal. which is not at all true because eventually your brain gives out. But I guess that's what high-powered people think about, is becoming immortal. It'll be like the American TV show Altered Carbon, where basically all the rich people could just afford bodies. So every time they got old and were going to die, they would just swap themselves into a young body and keep living. And people called them Methuselahs because, you know, some of those guys were hundreds upon hundreds of years old. Pretty crazy stuff, really. Pretty crazy stuff. All right. I just got a message from my brother saying I'm a nerd. Oh, look at him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Doing a Garabee stream, you know.
No, it's not Garabee stream because I can't see up your nose good enough. Yeah, there you go. Now you're doing a Scott Garabee.
They're all shits. They're shits.
No, you got to put some hot sauce on the taco.
What up, Nubalicious?
Well, I was telling everybody that I just gave them a master class in Jewish guilt tripping.
I don't have none of that.
Yeah, but I do. And I use it. What's up, William? So I am painting starships as usual and looking at the games I've already told you about as usual.
I've built this city on rock and roll.
God, that was the worst song released in the 90s, I think.
I had your daughters believing for the longest time that song said we built this city on my big toe.
Yeah, but, you know, 6-year-old kids are easy to fool.
Like I had my kids believing that for the longest time everything in life was black and white until they invented Technicolor.
Didn't you have your daughters believing you were the lead singer of Blues Traveler?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the point of being a dad if you can't mess with your kids?
I guess so, right? But anyway, let me ask you a question.
What up?
Let me ask you something.
Let me ask you.
You know how I've basically put down the games I am willing to run?
Yeah.
What would you say your top choices for games are right now?
I'm interested in the hero games since we worked so hard building the ultimate Florida man.
Well, yeah, the hero game's going to get played. Don't worry about that. But I mean, if you could pick 4 games, and these would be the 4 games that you were going to be able to play in the future, what 4 games would you pick?
Something fantasy, something hero, something like post-apocalyptic game world style, and that's pretty much all I'm interested in.
Yeah, well, okay. You managed to completely fail at your very simple assignment.
See, here's the issue that you have with God. Y'all giving me your hardest test, but I'm a C student.
Yeah, you're a C student. No.
Yeah.
When I say games, I mean something like fantasy, okay? Okay, let's talk about that. What do you mean something like fantasy?
Any D&D type game.
So you don't even care?
I don't even care. As long as there's dwarves, elves, wizards, and hobbits. To cast fire. The one I said was from The Hobbit.
Yeah, it was actually a quote from the cartoon The Hobbit.
I'm talking RPG. That's tabletop video game. a time where there was elves, dwarves, humans, wizards, and hobbits.
And hobbits.
And a hole in the ground.
And hobbits were a bunch of inbred little hillbillies that lived in this place called the Shire.
Yeah, it's like Appalachia.
Where all they wanted to do is smoke pipe weed and work on their farms and actually never have any contact with the rest of the world. The rest of the whole world could just go get effed.
Yeah, it's like Appalachia.
Beep, beep. I'll tell you what, I don't know if I missed that. People up in Appalachia, boy, they love the horns on their cars.
And well, we had to honk at the neighbor with a slam truck next door.
I mean, you know.
Anything I want. Another car.
So then post-apocalyptic, are you talking like
Gamma World, Fallout World,
Mutant Year Zero?
But here is coming.
Just something where something bad has happened and now mutants are roaming about. All right, Hungar wants to join the stream. Let's add Hungar. Oh, it's raining, so.
What in the world happened?
You got disconnected, but then you rejoined?
Oh, it's because you connected to the Wi-Fi. Oh, yeah. Because I got home and connected to the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah. So it automatically was like, hey, let Hungar in.
That's what she said.
No, that's what he said. Let me in now. Let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now.
Now look at these.
Shut up, man. I'm talking about that country grammar.
I know.
Ah, shit. We're going down, down, babe.
Yeah. It rained last night, and right here,
let it go.
On the porch.
Did you go out and get some night crawlers on the road?
No.
Real bad. It was a waste of a good rain then.
Oh, it stormed. It was up to the neighbor's doorstep.
Because you know when it rains, you go out right after it rains, and you can pick up some good old fishing worms, boy.
I fell asleep before it was over.
They'll be out in the street. Kind of like you when you were a kid.
In the streets.
Running in the streets. Going to cookout, eating some scrimps.
We went to a fire. We went to a party.
I come up with like the meanest, most racist joke the other day.
There's a party at the firebug's house.
The firebug's house.
Tuna drinks too much. It gets crazy instead of just sipping it. But I eat shrimps.
Yeah. I remember that. Oh my God. And then I totally dated a black guy.
It was so cool.
So you want to hear my super racist joke?
Of course.
You know what the difference between a family and Popeyes is?
What's that?
You keep a black man in a Popeyes.
Oh, wow. That was good. Did you hear that? That's the difference between family and a Popeyes. Well, you find a black man in Popeyes. Wow. The racism was killing me inside.
That was pretty racist for sure.
Got me some beef, bean, and cheese chimichangas.
Oh, yeah. Time to make the fucking chimichangas. Right?
That's right.
So I finally got Jax to realize that under no circumstance am I going to let her play Deadpool.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So So she made Lady Cool. Who was
She was
still wearing
trying to
red and black, wears pink and white.
She was trying to keep the dream alive, though.
Yeah. And she's got like long purple hair.
Tortellini.
And yeah, so. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? She's like a 7-foot tall woman with purple hair and wearing a pink and white uniform. I'm like, okay. The rest of her character is going to be super easy because it's just going to be copying Deadpool's powers down.
Yep.
Tracy is still being whatever, so I'm going to probably just make her roll die 4, and whatever she rolls, that'll be the one she gets.
That works.
Oh, you can hear me? Oh, you can hear me.
Hi, monster.
I didn't want you to hear me. Well, I mean, we're supposedly playing Sunday. It's Friday. I mean, you gonna wait till the last minute to pick character or what? Everybody else has got characters.
BRC, I like his concept.
Yeah, he sounds like he's out on parole and decided to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Shock dog. It's like, what? But his powers are he's just really good at fighting and he can electrify his hands.
Yeah. Which that's pretty cool.
That is kind of cool. So every time he punches somebody, it's like them getting hit by a stun gun.
They call me Taser Face.
And then, and he does have, he said, a penchant for headbutts. So he's running around headbutting people and doing electrical damage, and he's really good at fighting.
There's only one pack.
Oh.
Yeah, I take 2.
We're going down, down, baby. Your street in the Range Rover Street. Super baby, got ready to let it go.
Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff.
Light it up and take a puff. Pass it to me now.
Oh.
I mean, people can talk all the shit they want. Everybody knows they were jamming that shit back in the day.
If you think about it, Nelly came out during one of the roughest times to make it in rap. You had DMX, you had Eminem. You got all these guys putting out all these massive bangers, and then Nelly's coming up too. So with what his competition was, he was doing good.
Little respect for him, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, that's Nelly. Put a little respect on that name. I mean, he kind of hit and went, but hey, whatever.
Hey, he did a song with Tim McGraw.
He was all about the dance mixes. Like even the one, Country Grammar, it's a dance mix. It's not really a rap. The whole beat's a dancing. And then the next big hit was Hot in Here, which was 100% just a club jam. He was like, I'm doing this for the club.
Yeah, but he did go to the Robert Jewelry store and have him make him a grill. A double burner with the smokers.
Of course, we all know who the best. Hey, Bear. Or no, it's Bloodworth. What's up, homie? We all know who the best rapper of the 90s really was and early 2000s.
And
who?
Eminem or Weird Al?
Nope.
Who?
Well, he used to go by his street name, Krispy Kreme. But then after he got into a little bit of issues, he had to change it to Froggy Fresh.
Froggy Fresh.
Froggy Fresh and House. Yeah, I love the one video because he's like talking and he's like talking about how he's going to whip somebody's ass. And he's like, and I don't even carry a gun. but he's got a gun in his hand. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know if you thought about this because you literally have a gun in your hand and you're singing about how you don't have a gun or need a gun or whatever. But yet here you are with a gun. So, yeah, Froggy Fresh and Moneymaker Mike, they were the best. Especially the one where they have to go find their bikes
I would
because
like
the
to
Big
point
Bad
out.
Game stole their bikes.
I would like to point out that I am arguably the greatest rapper of all time.
Well, good.
Also, I am arguably the greatest astronaut. I am arguably the greatest woman, arguably the greatest black person, arguably the greatest chair, arguably the greatest building. The point of the word arguably is that it merits nothing. Because if you're good at arguing, you can argue anything, right? So I hate when people say that. Well, he was arguably the best blah, blah, blah. Well, fuck, I'm arguably the best blah, blah, blah. I can argue that point.
Let's hear
break it down
fair.
to- Hang on. Let's break it down to brass tacks.
Canadian, whatever. You don't even know who
Yeah.
Froggy Fresh is.
Using the English language. What a fucking asshole I am for using English properly. What
You
the
don't even
fuck
know
was
who
I
Froggy
thinking?
Fresh is.
I don't care who fucking Froggy Fresh is. That's the point you're missing.
That's your problem.
Listen,
If
Bubbles
you
is
knew
the
who
greatest
Froggy
rapper.
Fresh was,
Did
then
you
you would
come up
know.
with these
All right,
violence?
what show is Froggy Fresh from that you guys all love?
He wasn't on any show. He was just the greatest rapper of the 90s.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm going to Google. Because
Froggy Fresh. Like he has one called Good Guy Shoes. That is absolutely amazing.
You just
He's
got dunked
Halloween
on.
specials. Absolutely amazing.
Are you
Was
fucking
he
kidding
trying?
me? How can
Oh,
he be
what?
the greatest? Hang on. How could he be the greatest rapper of the 90s when he was born in 1990?
Exactly.
It's a mystery.
You're a mystery.
Well, I do belong to a mystery cult version of Christianity, so.
That is very true.
Why are we worried about rap? That's
Was
fine.
he crying because he just got dunked on?
Yeah.
I ain't even lying.
Because he just got dunked on.
Florida, where
never
white
heard of
people
Froggy
think they're
Fresh.
black.
Froggy Fresh is basically this autistic kid who has an autistic friend and decided to do rap music, but his autistic friend is nonverbal, so they just call him Moneymaker Mike, and he just kind of stands in the background. And the guy just sings about, trying to get his bikes back and Big Mean James stealing their candy on Halloween. His Christmas list is pretty awesome because really all he wants is John Cena merchandise and a box of Duncan Hines brownie mix.
See, this is how I understand why people think it's weird that I can, debate philosophy and love Buckaroo Banzai. Because right now I'm going, this motherfucker has a deep understanding of Dune and the philosophical implications of Dunes, the Dune series, but he's really impressed by 12-year-old comedy. I'm just like, holy fuck, dude, that's amazing. So I get it. You know what? God
What's
bless
crazy
you.
is that dude was like 20-something, but he's like 5'1". He was on, do you remember Tosh?
Yeah,
Point
Talk
out.
0.0, yeah.
Yeah, he was on Tosh Point Up.
Okay.
Just like talking shit. It was pretty much hilarious. He was selling it,
Hey,
He's
Bruce,
telling
what's-
Tosh about maybe they could do like a collab,
Hey, can I ask Bruce a quick question before we go too far down this obviously fucking intellectual debate? What did you do to piss off the flightless bird from Canada, man? I heard he's talking shit about you. What'd you do?
On the night of the 4th of September, I was working with a lot of windshield time. So
I love how he knows the exact night and day.
Yeah, seriously, it's like this is like an event now.
Yeah, that's like
I had to do a trip over 300 miles. And so as I'm rolling through the night, I decide I'm not going to listen to woo-woo, Bigfoot, Dogman stuff. I'm going to listen to my friends and peers talk about their favorite thing, which is gaming.
Sure.
And so,
And
like,
Bigfoot woo-woo stuff.
I got into I forget the first person I listened to, but they ranted and railed on Condor DM, and I'm like, fuck,
Mhm.
this guy's got more problems with Condor DM than Andy does or Connell. And so I'm like, okay, no big deal. Oh, there's a Double D stream. I'll watch all 3 hours of that. And the last fucking 45 minutes of that was fucking Condor DM. And then the final guy was wanting to talk more about Condor DM. And I'm like, holy shit. I just listened to like 2 hours of bitching about this fucking toothless fucking flightless bird out of Canada that hasn't had a game table with people at it, but he talks about the game all the time. And he hasn't had a wife because his brother's a thing. You know, it was like, why are we talking about such low tier humanity? And that's my biggest question about this entire thing. Why am I answering a question on a Friday about this guy? Like, if it was like
I
a
can answer you, Bruce.
No, but hang on. How did this lead to you getting on his radar, Bruce?
Okay, because in 2017, me and Max Liao thought he was actually possibly a good creator because we didn't know him personally. We just saw he made 3 to 5 minute videos, and he did like 2 or 3 a week. And the 2 to 3 to 5 minute videos he made were really good. They would address one topic, and he would give problem, reaction, objectively come over with various like 3 to 5 different ways to go around a problem in a tabletop RPG. Depending on whatever game you might want to run, it might be a little bit more complex, a little bit more simple. But he did really good videos. And so me and Layao were like, yeah, I'm going to go comment on his videos because I really enjoy this. He does something that I realized this 8 years ago, but somebody else might not have. And so we got on his radar. And then, like, he got really deep into Max Liao, and Max Liao and him had a little bit of a fight. And Max Liao made funny videos about Monkey Max.
Okay, I don't need the history. I need to know why you are currently on his radar, Bruce.
Yesterday, I made a video.
Thank you. Look at that. We've traveled all the way through the history of
want you
YouTube.
all to fucking never say his name again. That's why I'm imploring all of you to shut the fuck up. Shut the front door any conversation from a toothless leprechaun of Canada. Okay? There's no fucking reason for him to be a discussion topic at all. He's it. It's over. Like, the fucker had his chance during second edition AD&D in 1996 to brush his teeth, and he failed. And now, look at what we have. God damn it.
He's a long
It's gonna be spicy.
And that's why you're on his radar right now.
Like,
got it.
He's seriously is such a fucking loser on so many levels, and I feel fucking sorry for him. Like, you know, when you drive past a dog that got hit by a truck, that's how I feel about him.
Dead dog in the alley today. Tire tracks across his guts.
So if he made a video about me,
right. Calm down, Walter.
The city is afraid of me.
They'll look up from their drugs and their child pornography and say, help me.
And I'll say no. Walter Kovacs. Where is my face?
Good joke. Audience laughs.
Yeah, right. But doctor, I am Pat. Whatever the clown's name was. Pagliani.
Pagliani.
Yeah, I am Pagliani. Good joke. Audience laughs.
So because you asked me this question, I must ask. So I guess a video of me came out today.
I don't know. I just had someone post on my Discord about it, about there being a lull cow, and I asked who. It turned out to be Condor, and your name came up as the reason that this was happening. To which I gave them the same advice I give everybody, which is just ignore him. But if you
ignore him, then you can't like monetize his stupidity.
No, we don't really, because we only watch it on like a handful of other streamers who hate watch for us and share the video with us during their live stream reaction.
I mean, to quote Young Ripley, you should monetize your haters. So, I mean, I understand why Double D and others do what they do, because if they're getting 200 plus viewers watching them make fun of Condor DM, I mean, I don't know how much money that equates to, but you know, there you go. The little rascals. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's an ironic thing to say about how Froggy Fresh was the greatest rapper ever. I mean, that's irony. You're just being like, you know.
I've decided I'm going to become a cute little cat girl VTuber and have a bunch of simps send me money every week.
I literally saw a video today. It was a commentator guy on something everybody was talking about, but he's a VTuber and he has a voice almost as deep as mine, but his icon is a little anime girl. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
I had
It's
seen
Dr.
that
Girlfriend.
guy.
It's
What
Dr.
the fuck?
Girlfriend. That's so awesome.
It's just,
Dr.
it's just
He's like, so
all I'm trying to tell you is there's two genders. What? What the fuck are you on about? Don't
I
worry
know
about it, sweetie.
exactly the person you're talking about, though, Bear. They've got
Okay.
like the cute little anime girl, but then they got obviously a deep dude's voice, and they talk
Yeah.
about like current events and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, yeah. And Hungar, if you want to be a VTuber, I hope you got like $4,000.
I've already got somebody working on my VTube like little thing.
Because I heard from, I've been listening to Nuxanor Chan or Nux Chan, and apparently his little blue Jewish guy, whatever that he uses on all of his things, costs like $4,000 to get made.
I don't believe him.
And well, I mean, he's not the only one who said those VTuber programs cost like thousands.
All right. I'll ask Nerds Nerd. She's the expert.
Yeah,
I
ask
would
Nerds Nerd.
ask
I
him
mean,
if
I guess I could send a message to my Romanian buddy and ask him how much he paid for the troll.
V?
Yeah.
I
Because
guess
every
when he
now
had
and then
his-
he uses the troll under the
Yeah.
bridge.
I prefer when he has his stupid, goofy face with his glasses and just looking like a big dork. I think that's way better. Because he's so angry and he's talking, he's yelling, and he's like, what the fuck are they all doing? And you're just like, you look like you fucking need to check the basement for heads, bro. Like, what the fuck?
You know, he works as a paramedic.
Dude, he's an awesome. I love his stuff. I think he's great.
And
but
his
he
wife
looks
is like a nurse.
well, so she's cheating on him. Understood.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Yes.
I posted that meme. It said what people think sluts look like, and it showed a bunch of chicks dressed like sluts. And then it said, but what sluts really look like, and it was a bunch of nurses and scrubs.
Yep.
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 But
I don't mind. Why do you think I don't mind having to go to the hospital all the time?
But anyway, V, every time I listen to him, I can't help but think of like Luigi from Mario Brothers. And his voice gets real high pitched sometimes.
What the fuck are they talking about? Like, yeah, he goes right
And
up
he
there, man.
sounds like he should be Italian, but he's Romanian.
Nah, next best.
And
thing,
it's
I
just
guess.
like, wow. They are the weirdos in the world, though. They're the only non-Slavs that are Orthodox Christians.
Hey, Romania, they had the best Halloween decorator in the history.
That's true. Vlad Tepes,
jeez.
I think he won #1 for yard decorations like a couple of years in a row.
And if you
Vlad Tepes
complain, well,
Yeah.
Wallachia.
That guy was a genius because he understood psychological warfare.
Well, when you stick a pole up a bunch of people's asses and hang them out on your lawn, people start to realize that this is
Yeah, but the thing is, you can argue whether he enjoyed it or not, and quite literally, he may have enjoyed it very much. But that wasn't the point. The point was to terrify the Turks, which he absolutely did.
Yeah.
You know, so it was psych warfare, and he was really good at it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you see, if you were to be like, so James, Condor DM talked a bunch of shit about Bruce, I'd have just been like, "Oh, it was Bruce's turn,"
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
because it's like it's always somebody.
he can't.
I mean, he rants on people who are so non-offensive and never say anything that anyone could get mad at, and he'll still go after them. Like
Well,
OGGM,
I mean,
he'll go
I am
after
kind of
OGGM.
When's it my turn?
When you get back to streaming,
Yeah, you start streaming more and say anything that he disagrees with, and it'll be your turn.
Well, I could just make a short video of me telling Condor to suck a fat sack of dicks.
And he would answer because he always answers.
boy, does he ever! I've been apparently quite a favorite topic of his.
Oh yeah,
I refuse to watch his videos, but it's like apparently I'm in the top 10, so it's like ooh, I got a hater.
he sent one of his boys over there to ask if I was willing to let him interview me. I eventually said, "Yeah, sure. If you want to set something up, you can come on and interview me. Whatever. I don't know why you would want to, but sure." And then I never heard anything else back. But
Well, Patty went on, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently it wasn't good. Apparently he was like having technical issues, and then he was talking over Patty and just being like, what a waste of time.
well, I mean, if you're going to invite somebody on your channel to talk to them, you probably should let them talk.
Well, yes, but at the
Ask
same
them
time-
questions, and see what's up.
No. If I invite somebody on my channel, I'm going to spend 18 out of 20 minutes with. I don't know if I can hear you. Can you? Is this on? Are we good? Can you hear me? Wait, no. Before you say anything, let me put this in.
Is there any way we can somehow turn RPG Pundit and Condor DM against each other?
Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure they're already against each other.
But just just sell tickets. Just turn them on each other and then sell tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, step right up and see the retard fight. That's right, two retards fighting each other for your amusement. Like,
I actually like
what
fun.
the fuck?
I just.
Well, I mean, everybody knows I'm a huge fan of Pundit's games, but
Yes,
I
I
like-
never say he's a bad writer. I'll
I
never
like
say Pundit's a bad
Pundit.
writer.
With his hipster scarf and his pipe. Yeah.
I do make fun of him for dressing up like Freddy from Scooby-Doo, though.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He wears
With-
an ascot sometimes.
With his pipe sitting
And
there
he's
like,
always smoking his pipe.
he's a professor of at Hogwarts or some shit.
I've
Oh, I
always
said
said
that to him,
my-
boy. He got
my-
pissed.
My first encounter with him was always on that the RPG site where his avatar was a picture of Daniel Day-Lewis from Gangs of New York, and that told me everything I ever needed to know about the person associated with that account right there. It's like, oh, you think you're a badass. You think you're the smartest guy in the room. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
Glad to see that.
You hate Roman Catholics.
Yeah, well, apparently. You're not a fan of immigration.
Not really a fan of papists, I suppose.
Not a big fan of the
um,
Irish Catholics, I'm presuming, and that's when they're.
Yeah, not
But
really
I
a big
just-
fan of them.
I don't give a fuck about these assholes anymore. Like they are everyone who engages, everyone who spends time making videos about them, it's like a bunch of idiots in a room huffing each other's farts. You know what I mean? Like just fucking open a window, climb out.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, the last video I watched really was unscripted. Bloodworth did a thing on the new Dragonlance stuff that's coming out, and
Oh yeah,
I kind of don't know how I feel about it because it's like I've lost all faith in any of their abilities to do anything that's not going to be just garbage. But hey, hopefully they do something right. But I mean,
I'm just loving the Darrington Press Critical Role D&D failure for whatever the fuck
that
they were
is.
doing.
But is it a failure? Or did Wizard Coast pull a big truck up and dump a bunch of money on the street in front of somebody's house, and they're like, "Yeah, we're running D&D."
Well, the fan backlash from the critters has been interesting.
Well, I mean, Mercer lives this weird life where if he does the wrong thing, all of the people who say they love him threaten to kill him.
Yes.
It's like, gamer love is a wild kind of love because.
Look, guys, I'm going to go make lunch. It was good to see y'all.
Well, you go enjoy your wild kind of love
We'll be
there,
waiting.
Hungar.
You enjoy yourself, Hungar. Good seeing you, bud.
We'll be waiting. Hurry up.
I don't hurry up when I eat my food because if I eat it too fast, I don't digest it.
Shut up. That's not how digestion works.
Well, if you ain't got no guts, it is.
No, it's still not. The faster you get in your stomach, the quicker it'll start digesting. You probably do want to chew it a little bit, though.
Yeah, I take my time. I'll see you later. Love you.
That's okay. We'll be on for another hour. So you got
All
plenty of time.
Bye, Hungar.
I might catch the end. Love you. Bear, good to see you. Bruce,
Always a pleasure.
see you too, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
So Lord Mattius is having me on their show tonight to talk about Heroic and Valorous. That's going to be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, he reached out to me. He goes, "Hey, short notice. Would you be willing to be on the show Friday night?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What time? 11 p.m. Ah, fuck. Okay, I'll drink coffee."
Yeah.
You need coffee? there,
No,
bud?
I mean, my game watching is I pick up some of your live plays occasionally. I watch Bruce's live plays occasionally.
You watch all 15 hours of Bruce's life?
No,
27
but last week-
hours of his life, 3,000 hours of live play.
No, what I did last week though is I just put it on. I actually streamed his live play on my stream
Really?
About an hour and a
and
half.
then commented on it while he was playing. So it was like Inception, Bruce's live play. And I watch a lot of Bloodworth because, I mean, Bloodworth is an old guy like me, ex-Army, lives up in New York somewhere. So, and he generally has really balanced opinions about shit. He's not like hyper emotional. So I like watching his opinions about games, And see, I'm still in chat. Yeah, you are. And you're always in my heart. So yeah, I watch Bloodworth. I love to watch Janet completely doing Janet stuff. Bruce killing the characters but Janet was playing the hell out of that flute though. So I mean, at least that was happening. The flute was being played. So
Poor Janet. She's never living that flute bit down.
And then we see your heroic team is actually almost like an all-star YouTube people. I mean,
Oh, the Monday night game.
You got Doc on there. You got a lot of people on there.
No. So Friday is Doc, Sergeant Dan, Nerds Nerd, Greg, who's I don't know what he does. Like I don't know if he has a channel. And it was who else is in that one? Oh, and Coco.
Coco Beware.
And then Monday night is Mage's Musings, Gaming with ADHD, Janet, and Cody was in, but he's taking a break for reasons that I'm not going to discuss. Those are his private things. And Jason.
Well,
and now April's filling in for Cody while Cody's gone.
The deal is Valtrax does work, but it takes a while.
Valtrax? What the fuck is Valtrax?
See, that's how we know you weren't in the military.
No, I was not.
It's the medication you take if you get herpes.
Oh.
Kind of common.
All right, fair.
You
That's
say
fair.
Valtrex, and I'm like, what? Wait. I didn't know this part about you.
Oh, I ain't got herpes. I was just implying that someone else might.
Bow, bow. I'm telling Cody you said that. He'd come fight you.
No, he wouldn't. He would
No,
laugh.
he'd laugh and bring you a beer.
Cody's a good guy.
Cody's good shit, man.
Yep. So, but that's what I'm saying. Your games, you've got like some luminaries on there, you know?
Just I don't know, just a bunch of us playing, being nerds. That's what I see it as, right? We got the new Wednesday game, which is actually quite fun. That's got Doc, the Hat Mouse. Shit. Who else is in the Wednesday game? Fuck, I'm so tired. My brain does not work anymore. I'm sorry. Daniel Kearney. Guns are cool. Daniel, the old janitor, the old. I call him a boomer because that's how he uses technology. Who the fuck else is in that game? Holy shit! My brain is running on empty. That's not good.
I think that was an Eagles song.
It is.
Is it? Running on empty. Yeah, I know that one. All right, we got and Marco. And Shane. So Doc Flamingo, Daniel, Hat Mouse, Shane, and Marco in that game. Yeah, it's a fun game.
Nice.
It's fun games, man. I like running them. They're good groups of people. They have a good time, and they did the simplest thing I ever asked, which is the only thing I ever asked, which is please either present me your idea for your character or just let me make a character for you that'll fit well into the world and you'll have fun.
A lot of times, not this time because I let people have a little bit of whatever, but a lot of the games I run, I just make the characters.
Yeah, it's easier.
And then I'm like, all right, pick the character you want and, and play it. It really is just going to be like that. And, I've got a couple players, one who's not super fan of it. He's like, I'd like to make my own character. But most of the other guys are like, yeah, whatever, And fortunately, I've got Hungar and my brother-in-law at the table, and they pretty much back whatever my play is. You know what I mean? So if the players all start talking shit, I've got at least 2 people at the table, sometimes 3, that are going to be like, nope, this is what we're going to do. People need to stop bitching at the DM about shit. I mean, we're here to play a game, right? And that goes a long way, actually, having people who are willing to have your back as the DM, because a lot of times, people aren't lucky enough to have that. And then, you might have to argue with the players about stuff. I generally never have to argue about anything with my players because I have players at the table that will tell those players to shut up.
I don't argue with my players anymore. It's like if you're argumentative, you're not in my game. This is not an ego. This isn't a contest of egos. No, I just mean in general. Oh, it's bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Just go with the story and see what your character does to the situation. Don't sit there and act like you're some aggrieved party.
Right. And because I have people who are at the table who are like, no, he's the DM and this is how it goes. It helps me a whole lot as far as if I have any issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, no, but this is why I do the pre-gen thing, is because when you sit down to make a character for a DM's game or a GM's game, you have ideas in your head already. You have scenes you want to see happen because this is such a cool character. But the problem is DMs are not telepathic and cannot see these thoughts in your skull. So you're probably not likely ever going to get the satisfaction you wanted out of this experience. And therefore, you're going to feel, it was good, or it was bad, whatever. You won't be feeling really good. But if you get a pre-gen where you have no expectations, no preconceived notions, you sit down, you read the character and go, okay, I'm going to play this guy or this girl like this. And the GM who made the character already has scenes in mind for you. you're going to have more fun because it's going to feel more like you're a part of the world and the story actually acknowledges you as opposed to, whatever. Now, if you're just a murder hobo dungeon crawler, everything I said is not worth a pound of shit.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing with the superhero type role playing games is, there is expected to be some sort of storyline. I mean, otherwise, it's like, why would these guys be hanging out? And, who hates them the most? And, because you got to come up with nemesis and evil gangs of superheroes doing stuff and possibly just evil organizations out here doing stuff, You can throw some investigation work in, followed by some straight up punching bad guys.
Yep.
And so I mean, I'm thinking that running a superhero game might actually be easier than running a D&D game, just because the narrative writes itself almost.
You'd think, but then there's these things called players.
Yeah, then there's players, and we'll see how that goes. But I am hoping for good times.
I would love to see you run a Feng Shui game, which is Hong Kong action theater style game, because I actually could see you with like your buddies with beer and pretzels sitting around and you're drawing the details or laying out the terrain, James, and then you just action and the initiative gets rolled and everybody does their thing and you guys have an actual fun time. But at the very end, one of your players starts mimicking, he's pointing the gun at one of the other players like, I know you did it. And you have the typical Hong Kong action movie finale where the traitors to be revealed within the group, and this guy has been the source of the party's problems. And I could see you fucking just hamming that shit up. Just eating it up.
You kind of might have described the superhero game a little bit. Like one of the characters that my buddy reached out and told me what powers he wanted to put the character together for him, Shock Dog, is basically a kung fu specialist with very minor elemental control ability, specifically electricity. Not enough to like blow walls in, but enough to shock people. Mm-hmm. So he's almost kind of your, final what's it called? Raiden and all that.
Yes.
He's kind of like that sort of character, the kung fu guy. And then the other guy's just a Canadian Indian that won't die. But that's really his powers. He's from Canada, eh? And he's some kind of Indian, eh? He's been alive since like 1700 something, eh?
And the term here is First Nations, eh? And also, not to tell you your business theory, but you should learn how to use, eh?
Yeah, well, I'm no good at it.
Here's the trick. I can teach any American how to use the term "a" naturally. Every time you guys would say, huh? Put "a" there instead.
Hey.
That's how it works.
All right.
Sometimes it's a question. Sometimes it's a statement of fact. Just like the way you guys do, huh?
His name is not Taserface. His name is Shock Dog. He sounds like he's out on bail. Or maybe like, he just got out of the pen. Like, I don't know how he's going to describe the character. And then I'm just finishing up another of the ladies' characters, and it's going to be this little lady right here.
Gwenpool?
It is the pink and white Gwenpool. The fan.
Yeah, I just said Gwenpool.
Yeah. So, because she's like, I'm playing Deadpool. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm playing Deadpool. No, you're not. I'm playing that. I said, here's what you're playing. She's like, fine. Like, okay. You'll have all of Deadpool's powers except you'll be a goofy chick. Okay. We're good. We can end it there. I already know she's going to be a force of chaos, and she's going to ham it up, and other players may try and kill her, or she could be the leader of the group. I'm not sure exactly which way it'll go. Like, you know.
Let them fight.
Yeah, it's like, not sure how this is going to go. I mean, Florida Man can fly, and he also regenerates. So,
Can Florida Man shoot alligators out of his dick?
you know, there is a power I should have tucked where he can summon creatures. And there's another one where you can shape change. I should have tucked the shape change ability so he could turn into a big ass alligator. That would have been funny.
I have a villain in my universe who is like a humanoid alligator crocodile mix, and I'm always debating whether I call him Aladile or Crocogator. I'm always like, I don't know which way to go on that one.
Call him Skate Or.
Okay, you're fired.
What?
That's the stupidest name I ever heard.
No, fucker. Skate Or Swamp in South Carolina.
I'm not naming him after a fucking swamp in South Carolina. Shut the fuck up.
It's where they find the fucking lizard man of South Carolina. Don't you fucking
I
know
don't
what
give
I'm
a
talking
fuck.
about?
He's not a fucking cryptid. He's a product of mad science.
Yeah, so like Lizard Man or Sewer Gator.
Yeah, well, this guy's an
And,
alligator.
you know,
crocodile
Lizard Man,
hybrid.
I think, is Marvel, and Sewer Gator is DC, right?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think Crocogator's the way I'm leaning to is Crocogator.
So
Yeah, because I know he's DC because the Croc was on Suicide Squad.
No, that's Killer Croc.
Killer Croc, yeah.
And the lizard is the guy from Marvel.
Who was a professor that Peter
Yes.
Parker totally dug his work, and then he turned himself into a monster. Which is kind of a cool way of writing it up because, I mean, you can give him just not 100%, but just that little bit of a sympathetic angle. Like he's the bad guy, but he didn't really want to be. It just
Here,
happened
James,
out that way. What is up,
gonna,
Red Hulk?
I'm gonna share a picture with you, James. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Crocogator.
Crocogator.
Well, I gotta ask,
Crocogator. There
does
you go.
he know what Raven is doing on Friday nights?
What?
I'm gonna assume witchcraft.
well-
Feeding her chickens?
The reason why I asked,
Sacrificing the souls of innocence.
well, no, yesterday night I fucked up, and me and Janet kind of got into a little bit of a verbal altercation on her show.
What?
And I said, listen, as much as I wish the world was the way you and I believe the world should be, it's not. And I showed her some things, and now she doesn't even want to talk about politics at all.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
So Janet's been kicking around this idea of like trying to do a Tuesday or Wednesday night show about cryptids and such. I'm like, well, you're already fighting against Nerdrotic doing that shit on like 2 days before, and that's usually you'll do a live stream of something and people will listen to it not during a live show, but like 2 to 5 days after when they can fit it in. But if you want to do a good show, there's some people out there that want to do a great informative show on this, and they mean the best. I don't know if they'd be able to perform the best, but I would love to see if I could get Raven and her in a room together and just let those two talk about it, because I think that would cause more views than my ugly fat ass.
I've been told that my performances are above average.
Fucking guy.
I love James.
Fucking guy.
Hey, if I don't stick up for myself, who will?
That's true.
So, I mean, right? You got to be yourself.
By the way, You notice how there was no indication of including bear in this cryptid thing because they all know what's going to happen.
I know how that works out.
Bigfoot is not fucking telepathic. What's wrong with you? The fuck?
Yeah, but I disagreed with her on that.
Get down this road with you, bear.
No, Raven. No,
'Cause I was
the elder
like,
Sasquatches did not write a letter to humanity. No, Raven, stop.
Because I believe Bigfoot is more than likely, if it even exists, just some kind of hominid roaming around the taiga.
I firmly believe
Fucking
in
eating
Bigfoot.
moose
I
or
believe
whatever.
we absolutely believe in Bigfoot, but I don't believe all the extra mythology they attach to Bigfoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bigfoot being an alien is no.
Oh my God, the shit they'll come up with for Bigfoot. It's just like, stop. Is not the fact that a very strange fucking concept of a large hominid wandering the wilds not enough for you? You got to invent all this Disney mythology to go with it? Fuck.
Yeah, because it's like, what if Bigfoot is just surviving Gigantopithecus?
Afternoon, gents. Just stopped by to say hello, and I thought DM James would like to know I'm in the Orthodox Church now. Became one about a month ago. Congratulations, John.
Hey, John, we were just talking about you the other day. I was saying I haven't seen you around. I haven't seen much of your stuff. I've been missing all of your shows. Did you move your shows or something? I mean, because you used to have your show and you would always draw stuff, and I loved it. And then it was like, I don't know if I forgot when it was on or which. I'll totally take the blame. My memory sucks. So, like my long-term memory is amazing. My short-term memory is like a goldfish. It's like, so, but I am so happy for you that you're doing good. And I still look at my Traveler 2300 books and look up the ones you drew just so I can be like, I knew that guy and he drew this picture and this, but I can say, I know somebody in the industry, you know what I'm saying? But I hope you, as far as the Orthodox thing, man, just kick back and relax, and it'll do its thing, however it will. But awesome for you. Wednesday afternoons now. Oh my goodness, no wonder. I completely. And the little Dutchman, I haven't seen that dude in forever either. I thought maybe he got deported back to Russia to face time for being a gangster or something.
Banditi.
Well, I mean, come on, Victor Gorchev. You know that guy's in the Vori, right? He's probably got stars on his freaking elbows and knees, hands covered in tattoos and shit. Don't show it off, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're giving me that look like I have no idea. Yeah, you can read a Russian mobster and everything about them by their tattoos. Like, it's crazy.
And it's their story. And
yeah, their whole life story. Yeah.
They put it all over their body. Did you ever see that movie with Aragorn and what was that?
Was that Eastern Promises?
Eastern Promises. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty fucking close to how reality is?
That's pretty much how the Vori are, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch another movie that delves into the Vorian shit, it's called Deadly Code or Siberian Education. It goes by a bunch of different names, but it has John Malkovich in it. So if you really want to find it, just look up John Malkovich. And he plays like the grandfather of a clan of Siberian gangsters.
I think I need to see this because John Malkovich is fucking gold.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors of all.
I just saw Burn After Reading. The intro to that made me watch all
You
of it.
just saw that fucking movie?
Yeah.
Dude, that movie's so good. So should we stop him? Oh, no. We don't have an extradition treaty with him. Let him go. I fucking love that.
It's so fucking good.
Malkovich is one of those guys that he's weird, and yet he can play almost any role while being weird.
Yet he will sound the same in every role that he plays.
There's one he does not.
Which one would that be?
There's a movie with Kurt Russell and the fucking New Kids on the Block brother and
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. It's Deepwater
Donnie
Horizon.
Wahlberg. Donnie Wahlberg. Donnie.
Deepwater Horizon.
Never seen it.
Oh
What's it
yeah,
about?
yeah. That's
And-
they're on the oil rig.
Yeah, Malkovich plays a company man from Louisiana, and he actually has a different
Lord,
sound.
name would be Wally Gator.
Good for him, man. Good for him. But it's
No,
more
but-
fun to talk like this.
And then you've got the John Cusack movie, which was like the brain of John Malkovich or some shit, or being John Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
Malkovich.
Yeah.
And it's got all the actors in his brain, like, and he's just
There was that one of these British talk shows. I can't remember which one. Graham Norton, I think it is, where Malkovich was on, and there was another actor on. They're like, "So we hear, you do a pretty good impersonation of John Malkovich." He's like, "Yeah," and he does it, and he does John Malkovich talking about something, and then Malkovich is like, "I don't sound like that."
yeah.
It was so funny.
I'll tell you who has the scariest voice though, and you only hear him a few times, is Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog is a fucking nut bar.
Like when you hear him like talking, like in the one movie, Jack Reacher or whatever, and it turns out he's the guy and he tells a story of chewing his own fingers off and shit like that. And it's just like that guy. There's something about his voice that's just like he is intimidating.
Him and Udo Kier. That guy's creepy
I
as
love
fuck.
Udo Kier.
Holy Diver in the house. Yeah. Holy Diver. I need
Holy
your professional
Diver.
opinion at some point. Should I or should I not invest in some epic horse heresy stuff? Now, I've already got a couple of Malcador tanks that I bought a sprue.
Are you going
for
to play
$6.
them? Are you actually going to play it, or are you just going to have it on camera and it'll sit on the shelf for 30 years?
This is something I think I can talk my brother, not Hungar, but the other one that games with me all the time to play.
Can I ask a quick question, Bruce?
Hmm?
When did you become his wife?
Oh, whenever he wants. But
Yeah.
That was such a guy's wife statement.
Are
Is
you-
this something you're going to use, or is it just going to sit on the shelf for 3 years, man?
No, but here's the reason why I turn into the cunt on that question.
Vagina.
I never want to see people give money to fucking Games Workshop. I
That's
I
fair.
totally get that. But
cannot stand them.
I am a huge fan of the Horse Heresy, the whole setting. And you can get like a sprue with 20 Space Marines for $6. And so if you want to play a couple of small armies like Blood Angels versus whomever, I mean, it's a pretty decent thing. And I know Shadow doesn't like it, but Shadow, instead of using Warhammer 40K Epic, it actually uses the original Space Marine rules, where every stand rolls off against every other stand, etc.
Holy
fuck, Victor it's Victor showed up. What is up, homie?
Put the link. Get that crazy fucker in here.
I have not talked to
I
Victor
thought the
yet.
link was up, but I mean,
Dude, there's been so much chat. The link cycles through.
I was
You
kind
need
of
to hit it.
hoping that Bloodworth would drop in too, just say hi. We could talk about Queens. The old timers. We are the old timers. You are the little Dutch boy, for sure. And we are just a bunch of old 50-plus-year-old dudes sitting around talking shit.
Just remember, you don't get to be our age without knowing a few tricks.
Oh, you know what? You should. I love that you put that quote, but what you should have done is the one from Big Trouble in Little China. Look what we have to work with. We have Taoism, Confucianism, all that. He's like, so we take what we want and leave the rest. Like, because Chinese religion is like a Chinese buffet.
Chinese have a lot of hells, Jack.
Yeah, Chinese have a lot of hell. I have you carted off to the hell where people are hung upside down and skinned alive. It's that simple.
I don't get it, Dave. 2,000 years, not one girl fits the bill. You must be doing something seriously wrong. You were not brought upon this world to get it, Mr. Burton.
But then he opens up and he says, But I would think you of all people would understand the difficulties between a man and a woman. You know, so I mean, Lopan does kind of open up to Jack about, hey, it's kind of hard to keep a woman around. You know,
Thanks, Red Hulk. What's up, Victor?
got Victor, John dropped in.
Shadow has really nice hair for a chick in the 70s. It's true.
Shadow looks like he could be the drummer in like the Ram Jam.
It's funny you mentioned that. I used to play drums. I used to play drums.
Whoa, Black Betty, wham a lamb.
I used to play
And-
drums for the Bay City Rollers.
Just so you know,
I wouldn't say that out loud, and aren't they Scottish?
It's not true either. I'm not that old.
And they're Scottish. Like, they're Scottish. Let's just, SATURDAY, night. I mean, come on, man.
we're going
You guys
to
never see-
Smack
Have you guys never seen So I Married an Axe Murderer?
Years
Yes.
ago,
with Mike Myers.
Never heard of them.
30
The
years.
best Mike Myers movie he ever fucking made. It's all about.
It's an
him-
old one too. It's
It's
way
from the
before
90s. It's
Shrek
from the
and all
90s.
that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's early. It's like one of his first films. It's all about him basically and his family, which is Scottish, and he plays his father. And his father's just a crazy, abusive, psychotic Scotsman. Who at one point he's like, "Oh, I hated the Colonel with his wee beady eyes. You're gonna want my chicken." Oh, Dad, how can you hate the Colonel? It's a well-known fact that he put an addictive chemical in his chicken that made you crave it fortnightly. Smarters. It's a brilliant film. Fuck.
Didn't he do a skit with Christopher Walken?
If it's
playing-
no Scottish, it's crap.
Such a. Such
All right, take care, Victor. I am very, very happy to see you're still alive, bro. And
great. It's like
congratulations on
Sputnik.
your stuff you've been selling.
Hey,
Wayne's World
Taz.
was funny too. Shrek is the best thing Mike Myers was ever in.
No,
Maybe Shrek 2.
no.
And then So I Married an Axe Murderer is way digging back old school. Bear's going old
That's-
school.
That's number one for me, man. For Mike Myers, I love that fucking movie.
Do you
It was
know,
just-
and I think I might have told you this, he recorded it with his normal voice.
and then he heard
when
Eddie
he saw
Murphy's
it, he
report.
was
And
so
he saw,
upset. Yeah,
yeah,
went back
he
to
saw what
do
Eddie
it.
Murphy did. He
That's
went,
him.
this guy's gonna kill me. So he went back and did his father.
Yeah, because I guess one of his parents, when they read his bedtime stories, they sounded like Shrek.
Well, this is his father, right? Like his whole Scottish persona is his psychotic Scottish immigrant to Canada father, right? Like
Right.
the whole thing in So I Married an Axe Murderer, he's picking on the brother. Look at the size of that thing. It's like an orange on a toothpick. It's like Sputnik. It's sort of spherical yet pointy in parts. Oh, I was off base. I went too far. I guess he's going to go cry himself to sleep on his great big pillow. And he just keeps calling him head, pants, no. Fuck, man. It's genius.
So that is how Shrek got a Scottish accent.
Yep, because Eddie
And
Murphy
to be
was that
perfectly
damn
honest,
funny.
it was the best move Disney ever did.
Have you ever heard the recorded footage of Chris Farley as Shrek before he passed?
It's better.
Oh, yeah, that would have been good too, though.
It was
would like
good.
that better, actually.
Yeah,
It
that
was
would have been.
really good.
And of course, my favorite line from Shrek is, "I'm not a messenger boy. I'm a delivery boy." I love that. Yeah, I'm not the messenger. I'm the delivery
Okay,
boy.
so did you see the fucking Lord Farquaad haircut on?
Oh my God, Greta.
Yeah, Bubba sent me that meme with 9 different versions of Greta, including He-Man, and it was freaking brutal.
How dare you? How dare you?
I mean, how very dare you, Greta? That is a wild haircut you got going on there.
It's like she cut it herself.
My name
Without
is
a nerve.
Gumby, damn it. Yeah, that's old school SNL when it was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. And that has my favorite fucking thing ever. Maury Abraham was not a composer. He was a sandwich. Give me a C, a bouncy C. And you take a piece of bread and you put some salami on it, and then you put a pickle and a letter D and a da-da-da and whatever the hell else you want to throw in there. That character is the greatest Martin Short character, and that's saying something because Martin Short has some amazing fucking characters.
Except for
Well, I
that
mean-
Glick character. That just
No, Jimmy Glick is a fucking genius. What are you
I
talking
couldn't-
about?
couldn't stand that.
No,
My
what's
two
his
sons,
name
Matthew and
in-
Modine.
what's his name in Princess Bride? Miracle Max.
Oh, that's Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal.
That is
Billy
probably
Crystal.
his second favorite role for me.
You
His
think he'll
first
make it?
favorite role is American Sweethearts, where he plays the guy that's trying to get the movie stars at the same place to, to promote the movie. Except the movie, no one knows what the movie's like because Christopher Walken has been the one that's been editing it, and he refuses to tell anyone what the movie's about. And he's editing it in Kaczynski's cabin, which he bought and had transported to his LA home so he could edit all of his movies in Ted Kaczynski's cabin.
Wow.
And it's pretty much insane. And plus, it's got one of the back in the day hottest women of all time, which is
Love
Catherine
it.
Zeta-Jones.
Oh, dude.
She was
So, all
amazing.
right, so I had the chance to work with Simon Windsor, who directed The Phantom. And we were just talking one day on set, and he's a really cool dude. He's an Aussie guy. And I said, dude, I have to thank you. He goes, what? He goes, well, you're the one who discovered Catherine Zeta-Jones and brought her to the West for all of us to enjoy and brought her out of the Euro theater. He goes, I got to tell you, man, the first day on set, she rode in on the horse because we were shooting the horse scene as her first scene. And everybody on set just shut up and stared at her. That's how fucking beautiful she is. And I'm like, I can buy that shit, man. You want to cast Helen of Troy? That's your Helen of Troy. You know what I mean? Like, that's a woman that launches 1,000 ships. And to think, Michael Douglas. Like, what the fuck?
Well, she's Welsh.
Fair.
So, I mean, and people other than her, the only thing I can think of that ever come out of Wales worth of shit is maybe Tom Jones and
It's not
Goldie Looking Chain.
unusual. And what?
Goldie Looking Chain.
Don't know who that is.
They're a rap group with like 20 Welshmen in it. They did a song called Guns Don't Kill People, Rappers Do.
Okay.
And they did another song called Your Mother Has a Penis.
Okay.
They're a joke band.
So apparently she used to be with Angus McFadden.
Yep.
And apparently what I've heard is he beat her.
Oh, why would
Now,
you
I've
do
heard
that?
this. I've only heard this. I don't know.
He
I've
did
no
what?
proof. He would beat her, and that's why she left him in the end.
Wow.
It's like,
That makes no sense.
Well, he's Scottish.
yeah.
That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
Hey, Scottish. Oh, yeah. Okay, totally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sean Connery did during an interview talk about how sometimes you
A
got
healthy slap.
you
I'm not
got to give your
opposed-
wife a little
listen,
bit of a slap just to let
I'm
her know.
not opposed to giving a woman a slap every now and then, just a reminder of things.
And it's like, all right, what's up, Paladin?
Hey, Paladin, what's up, man?
The one class everyone can agree no one should ever play.
Hey, I love Paladins.
Tonkas, they're one of my favorites.
Yeah, right there. Sit and spin.
Yeah, they're the
On the
worst.
holy.
They
They're
are
the
the
best.
worst.
They are the best.
Nope.
That's what heroism's all about.
Exactly.
Nope. Play a lawful good fighter, be as heroic as you want without having to be a prick to everyone you meet.
Oh, Paladins don't have to be pricks. That's bad role playing.
That's a choice.
But it's what people do.
Yeah, okay. And bards fuck everything, and thieves steal everything, and rogues steal everything from the party. That doesn't mean that's what they have to do. It just means that's
And then you
bad
got your
role-playing.
wizards summoning demons.
And now you know why I'm running Marvel Superheroes. You guys
You
just
need a break.
explained it perfectly.
You need a break. That's fair.
Because, all of this bullshit.
Well, guys, we're kind of a bad example. We've all been doing this for so bloody long that, we think, or we literally may have seen and done it all. So going from a new thing to an old thing to a new thing is not only natural, but probably incredibly healthy. Otherwise, we will start to hate what got us here.
Okay, wait. Before anybody answers, let me just ask a quick
That's
question.
good advice and everything but wives.
Wow.
I'm not going to bother with mine anymore. That was way too good.
That was fucking great.
That was fucking perfect. Well, I guess I should start painting now, so I have something to do in the quiet moments.
Well, I was.
We could start crocheting.
I don't think so. I don't.
I don't either.
Ooh, wait! I could crochet a dick cozy. That would be fun.
No, but you could get the D&D cozy crochet thing and like crochet a hobgoblin or something.
We did have the conversation where I did make it clear to you I am not a homosexual, right? Like we had that conversation, right?
And I told you I don't.
I knew you were
ask,
going to say that.
and I prefer.
Should have waited to take that drink.
I Gewalt. What's wrong with you? I swear to God.
Well, Connery could probably get away with it because if he's like Connery and he's married to a woman who's not in some way super like whatever herself, then let's be honest. A woman will put up with a little bit of a light smack every now and then.
Well, I suppose it depends on where it is, right?
Right in the ass.
Yeah, if that's not acceptable, even today, I don't want to keep on breathing, you know. But you know, that's
yeah. Well, I don't know how Mexican chicks are like that, so whatever.
Oh my God, dude.
It's a 50-50 thing.
Shadow, Latinas are a whole other fucking game.
That's like a cryptid right there.
You either you know get to continue on with your day, or you're going to be needing stitches.
And alternately, you may get fucked right after you got stabbed. Could happen.
More than likely, you're getting fucked.
Could happen.
I mean, it all sounds pretty good.
Hungar, are you coming back, or are you just going to sit there and be a bitch in this chat?
I've lost 2 girlfriends because I didn't slap them around.
Yeah.
And
You're better off. You're
one
better
of
off.
them was Latina, the other one was Scottish. And when you guys had that conversation, like 10 minutes, last 10 minutes, I'm like, there's a theme here.
So
Yeah.
basically, any woman from a culture of men that are fucking men tests the male and constantly tests the male to prove that he is worthy of her fucking womb, essentially, right? Because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So Romanian women are like that. Scots women are like that. Latinas are like that.
Italian
Russian women are
I've actually heard of
the Russian women are like the
their
top of the
husband
fucking food
because
chain on that.
Yeah, just run. Just run.
Like, yes, Russian women literally divorced the husband because she thinks he's a pussy because he wouldn't smack her when she was acting up.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking beating somebody closed fists, but it's like it's a weird cultural thing where the women push you because they expect to be corrected, because then that reasserts your dominance and masculinity, which turns them on. And it's like this weird fucking circle.
So one of my exes told me, she said, "You want the secret to controlling a fucking woman?" I said, "Okay, let's hear this shit." She goes, "You got to come home, grab him by the back of the head, throw him on the bed, and fuck the shit out of them, and then walk out of the room." And I'm like, "Yeah, but how do you know when?" She goes, "That's what makes you a man." And I was just like, "Fuck, this is complicated." Oh shit! But she was right. She was fucking right. You know what I mean? Just the way it is.
And whatever you do in the middle of all that, do not call her mom.
No, never call them mom. Never call them mom.
I really liked it better when I was fucking you. Your daughter's falling apart.
Well, there is that thing with the Latinas where you can call them mommy with
Mami, oye, mami, mamacita, ¿qué pasó? Yeah.
But if you want to be really mean, you get them to where they're just about ready to pop off. Then you get up and leave.
Yeah. That's fucking mean.
Wait,
doesn't sound
Bruce
fun at
jumped too fast? You're joking, right?
That asserts real dominance.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun at all.
A Jamaican
and
buddy.
God help you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say, God help you if you accidentally hook up with one of them women that likes to be choked.
Oh, fuck, I hate that.
90% of women, according to stats.
No, I hate that. I'm 6'3".
Yeah, Hungar would know about the Eastern European women. He was married to one.
Yeah. No, I had a Jamaican friend who said any motherfucker can make a girl cry for her daddy. You know you hit the spot when she cries for mommy. And I was just like, fuck. I never even thought about that shit. Holy shit.
Wow. That's fucked up.
All right.
Okay, then.
Yeah, there you go.
I
But
know.
no, that whole
Nice.
choking physical thing. I'm 6'3", man. I'm a big boy. My girlfriend in college was 5'3", and I swear to God, it felt like a fucking Saint Bernard mounting a Shih Tzu. It was like very uncomfortable, right? I once had a girlfriend who was 6'1", best sex of my life because I didn't feel like I had to hold myself back at all. Like, you know, I wasn't worried about breaking this person. So the whole idea of like choking them is just like, no, I'm not doing that.
That's
Plus,
what
then my
I mean.
fingerprints are on your fucking throat when you go to the cops. No.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit, lady.
Bear needs a Klingon.
Bear, the son
I
of an HR professional.
No.
That is funny. But
no, don't listen. The amount of bullshit that can go down between a man and a woman. Like my buddy is from the Congo, and his girlfriend had a fight with him, and she was coming at him with a knife and slashing him, and his fucking hands were all cut from where she was slashing him, and he popped her in the jaw to take the fight out of her. She called the cops. Guess who went to jail that night?
she did.
Yeah.
Not the crazy bitch with the knife. The guy,
Really?
despite him having defensive wounds. Well, when it went to court, they were able to prove they were defensive wounds on his hands, and like that was the end of that. Like that got thrown out at that point in time. But like just
Yeah,
up until
but
that point,
The process is the punishment, and we shouldn't have to put up with that shit.
so I don't play with that shit. Anytime she's like, "Oh, do this to me," that fuck no. I'm not here to fucking indulge your crazy psycho rape me fantasies. Fuck that. You can
That
go.
is what it is too.
You can
I
go
think
fuck
all
off.
have
that,
that. So.
like, her thing was having her hair pulled like really hard.
There's something wrong.
That's
with
what
him,
it's for.
And then the other one was the one that liked to be beat on the back with a jacket with really big buttons.
That's
Where's
an
the
abusive father.
This was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice Jewish girl.
man. Nice Jewish girl. Beat me with your buttons. Shalom. I had a friend of mine who was like,
Shalom,
we've
shalom.
now in the modern age, we understand that he was on the spectrum, but at the time we didn't know. And we were all sharing a house, and we were having breakfast one morning, and this fucking girl that he had brought over the night before comes running out of the house crying, and she slams the door, and we're like, dude, what the fuck happened? He goes, I don't know. We were having sex, and she said, talk mean to me. So I told her she was a great disappointment to her parents. And we're just like, Jesus Christ, Stanley. That's not what she meant. She meant
Not
call her a
clearly.
whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was Asian, so he really hit home on that one comment.
Yeah, because they do have issues with that, don't they?
Don't tell me she was Chinese, please. I can't.
No, I think she was Korean.
Oh, damn it. She was round faced. No.
She was new
Yeah.
Canadian.
No, she was like second generation. She was not new.
I know my old buddy who has passed away, God bless him, that lived
Right,
in
Bruce?
Calgary.
It's
He lived
terrible.
in Calgary.
Terrible
Boy, he
shadow.
hated the Chinese so bad. I did
I love
not
him.
understand it. He would be talking about it, and I would just be like, bro, what? And he'd be like, I'm walking down the damn sidewalk, and I see just used chopsticks laying all over. Just like,
Oh, my God.
what? He's the guy that died of a brain aneurysm.
Yeah.
So he was kind of high strung anyway. But good guy, though. Good guy. I don't know how it is that every time I start spending time on the internet, I end up hanging out with like an older Canadian. It's always like Bear is like my new skid.
1 year.
Yeah, well, who knows? though?
And like, let's hope this isn't a trend of like all older Canadians die suddenly, please.
Well, I mean, has your medical system offered to kill you lately?
No, thankfully.
I mean, because that is an option.
I told you, right? I went and I just had my my checkup. No, seriously, I went and had my checkup. My eyes are still 2015 perfect. Need reading glasses. No signs of diabetic macular degeneration. My
Cool.
heart's good. My cholesterol's good. What was the other one? Oh, my A1C was only 7.2, which was down from 11 the last time I did it. So we're getting closer and closer to being under 6 where I used to be.
Yep.
No signs of cancer in my stool. So we're good. So if I die suddenly, Hillary Clinton did it.
Yeah.
I kid. The Clintons are wonderful people.
They're wonderful people. They would
They're
never
just
do
magnetic.
anything wrong to anyone.
Never. They're the greatest people ever.
We were not spirit cooking the other night. Hillary was over to just show me recipes.
Christ, that sounds like you're doing Doctor Girlfriend.
It does sound like he's doing Dr.
No, he's like doing Doctor Girlfriend's mother. You know what I mean? Like it's one extra level of gravelly. You know.
I don't smoke 2 packs of Lucky Strikes. I just eat them.
Oh, you're a model.
Yeah. I think Dr. Girlfriend may have confused a lot of young men.
I think it's no coincidence that Dr. Girlfriend became popular right around the same time the chicks with dicks phenomenon was taking off on the internet. I'm just saying.
You might be right.
Would be more hilarious than when Dr. Girlfriend was trying to apologize to the monarch. She's like, "Would you please forget about the time that I was with the Phantom Limb? He was an animal in bed." And all I could think of was this guy thrusting this fucking translucent peen into her. And I'm like, oh my God, this is bad. Bad visual.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there were only 4 receptacles for limbs, not 5. You know, when he had his accident.
If you're watching the show and you haven't already had your children put away somewhere safe, now would be a good time to maybe take them out of the room so that way you don't have to explain these weird concepts to them. Or the word peen.
There's no such thing as chicks with dicks. There's only dudes with tits.
Dudes with tits.
Dude with it.
Chicks with dicks, babes with balls, sluts with nuts.
I remember the first time I even heard anything about that.
That's actually been a thing for a long time. I actually caught my little brother with one of those mags. It was terrifying. Back in the 80s.
Mags.
So what?
And you were like, and he was like, "This is."
Well,
not
he
my
was
bag,
a
baby."
card-carrying Aryan Nation member. So
Even funnier.
I know,
That's
right?
even fucking funnier. Yeah, Heil Hitler while getting it in the ass from Sheena. I love it. I
That's
love
like
it.
Nick-
Well,
that's
he's
like
probably
Nick
had a long-term
Fuentes having
boyfriend
sex with
named
Destiny.
Dave Jamal for the last
happened.
30 years.
So now, right, just because Nick Fuentes, the gay Nazi Mexican, because it's like,
And the fact that he's been in jail for the last 30 years is even funnier.
so basically copying the character Stormfront from The Boys. You guys would say no to that?
I've
the
never
guy?
seen the boys. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Because you don't mean the comic, right? Because in the comic, Stormfront's a dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, you heard Disney's putting out a new biography about Hitler. They got this big fat black woman to play.
Have you never seen
Yeah.
that picture? There was this great fucking meme that went around a couple years ago. It was a picture of the Redhead Festival in Ireland that they have every year. And it was just a picture of 500 redheads. And then under it, they had a picture of Mogadishu and they went the Netflix remake.
I sent a picture to our group chat the other day. It is like the top 5 highest paid black actors in Hollywood. And in the back, standing at the top, it's Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder.
Oh man. Anyway, though, you guys are hilarious. You guys are hilarious. I gotta say that. You guys.
It would be really funny if you took this group of 5 and found a game we could all play together. That would probably be the funniest fucking game.
It'd probably have to be like Paranoia, the original.
No, that'd be like old school D&D with all the murder and death and pipe playing, flute playing, and all that shit, man.
Nah, if we play Paranoia 2, I want to be the hygiene officer.
I'm not playing Paranoia, so
I'm
like I said, we'll
checking
have to
all
find
of
a
you
game we can
motherfuckers.
all play because I'm not
If you
playing.
don't brush your teeth daily, I'm going to say that you are a traitor to the computer and shoot you.
Bruce, you need to run that game with us playing, and I want to be an Elvish bard, and my name's going to be Presley.
Elvis Presley, the bard.
I can get you that miniature.
God, please have
could I
mercy
play a
upon my
drow
soul.
bard and be named MJ?
Don't get it.
Michael Jackson?
Jackson.
I mean, if we're going to have the king of rock, we got to have the king of pop.
I'm unable to play in this game. Sorry, I just checked my schedule and it's a conflict. No,
Like,
sorry.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
Do not want to play in this game.
That would be a crazy game.
I don't think
A
I
whole
could
group of
watch the
bards.
McKay brothers do this. No.
Man, you could play a big fighter, and your name, you could be an ex-military, and you could be a colonel.
Colonel Sanders?
I'm not being the Colonel.
Colonel
Preston.
from Elvis Presley's manager.
Colonel Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Who got
Pass.
flat out rejected by Dolly Parton because they wanted Elvis to sing I Will Always Love You, but they wanted Elvis to keep all the rights to the song that when he sung it. And Dolly Parton told him to pound sand right up their orifices. And that is why we never got an Elvis Presley I Will Always Love You, because they were being douchebags about it. And it was probably the Colonel. And Dolly was too smart for that shit. She's like, give away this song? No. Are you crazy?
Good for her.
But apparently she wrote that song to the guy she was on the show with, because she said she would only work with him for 5 years. And when the 5 years came up, he was like, they called him Mr. Opry. And he was really upset because he knew Dolly was the thing, right? So she wrote that song to him, and then she left the show.
Yep.
I didn't know any of this until my wife told me.
Professor of rock and
with her
roll
saying
taught
that
me.
Christina Aguilera was a good singer.
She was.
So then I had to like roll out some old school Whitney Houston and tell my wife that she don't know what good singers are. It was like, this is a good singer. And then somehow we ended up on Dolly Parton.
But which Houston handled the flood the best?
Shut up. Shut up.
Wow.
That's still a sore point for some people.
You know, my favorite part about the Houston flood was the fact that the greatest fucking duffel blog article ever came out when they showed Oliver Hazard Perry class cruiser destroyer smash into a Houston building. Because at the time, like, the U.S. Navy was having so many problems. Like, they had a herpes breakout in San Fran, and the 7th Fleet was going to shit. And so they said that Houston, Texas, put out the call for help, and the 7th Fleet responded.
I have never heard any of this, but I am not even a little bit surprised.
Bruce, what is the name of the Texas town that's right on the coast of the Gulf?
Are you talking about Galveston or
Yeah, I was going to say Galveston. Yeah.
It's not Galveston, though.
or Corpus Christi?
Corpus Christi. I think it's Corpus Christi. We had to learn this in academy. Like in the early part of the century, they had a boat fire, and it was a big cargo ship, and it was full of fertilizer and ammunition.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And they kept trying to put it out, but back then firefighters were just hired for being big guys. They weren't hired for necessarily knowing things. So in the end, they decided to close all the hatches on the big ship, thinking they would smother the fire out, right? But the problem is the ammo had its own oxidizer. So the ship blew up and completely incinerated the first 7 seafront blocks of the city, killed every single one of the firefighters that were there, just leveled the whole place. They made a
Look up-
giant fuel oil bomb.
Look up the Halifax explosion someday.
Okay, I will.
So this
Look up-
happened in 1917, and basically 2 ships collided in Halifax Harbor, and one of them was an ammo ship, and the explosion was so big it leveled the fucking city. Like it wasn't like the first 7 blocks. It was like most of the fucking city was gone. It was that big an explosion.
You can look up the pictures of this. It looks like literally
Yeah.
an A-bomb hit.
You can
The
look up
best
the one from from Halifax too, man. It's fucked up. Like that's the problem with that. Ammunition ships, when they go, they fucking
Yeah,
go.
they go up.
Best explosion, though, is when they thought it would be a good idea to use dynamite to get rid of the dead well on the beach.
You know, the ratio for that is you need 1 pound of TNT for every 16 pounds of whale.
Yeah, well, they blew that bad boy up, and it rained well blubber through the entire city.
For over 3 minutes.
Yeah.
and
I've never
somehow
heard of that,
and somehow Robert Kennedy Jr. had the whale's head on top of his car.
And it happened when there's time. They put it on the news.
Look, I never heard of that, but that is one of the most
The
American
electrician
things
talks about it.
I
Let me
have
pull
ever
it up.
heard of.
Yeah, let me pull up this video.
It's
Pull
like
up that video, Bruce.
it's like, welcome to America. We have a whale carcass on the beach. How to get rid of it? Let's blow it up. Hold my beer. That is definitely an American hold my beer
No,
situation. right there.
you got to watch this video, James. I just popped it in your chat.
Well, not going to get in trouble, Anna.
No.
Yeah, is
Oh,
this Colombian horse girls?
I wish.
Apparently, though, you can watch Marisha Day rub her ass against the Batmobile all day long and not get a strike for it.
Yeah. Fucking sore spot.
Why would you want to though? Like that's the problem with her. Why would you want to see that?
I don't know.
I honestly don't even know who that is.
Oh, she's one of the Critical Role girls, the one that's Matt
Mercer's wife.
Matt Mercer's wife, yeah. She's like the textbook 80s heavy metal chick who never grew out of being an 80s heavy metal chick.
I seen this one, Bruce.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. There's something definitely wrong with that.
Yeah, I
Really?
seen that one, Bruce.
Okay.
Which one
That's
is
how
it?
the Army works, man.
This would be a good educational portion of your program today, James.
Can you share with the class, or do we all
Share
just have
with
to
the
read
class,
them on-
brother.
It's a guy talking about when the Wagner group in Syria tried to attack a special forces listening post.
No, I sent you the wrong one. If that's the one, that
You
popped
sent
up.
me the wrong one because that's the one you sent me. And let's just say by the time those special forces guys got off their radios, that Wagner group vanished. There was freaking
Wait,
Apaches,
did you click on the link in the private chat?
Packers, artillery coming from ships off the coast. I mean, those guys got hit with literally everything.
Look in the private chat, brother.
Yeah,
It
that's
says
what-
Bruce is typing. Okay,
yeah.
let's try this again.
It's just another blowing up a whale video.
Okay, America blew up a whale with
Yeah.
1,000 pounds of TNT.
Yes, this is what you want to share. This is educational.
Well, we got to make sure to stop it a lot and have opinions. Even though
okay.
this guy's generally pretty cool about people reacting.
He loves reactions.
Yeah, so
And we're an hour and 53 minutes into your live stream. We're not seeing it
I'll
yet.
leave this commercial on just because I'm cool.
We're not seeing this yet, so you haven't shared it with us yet.
Okay, first off, it's Oregon. That says it all. Second off, fat electrician, Bradleys are not tanks. If you ever see this,
James, share with the class.
the Bradley is not a tank.
Holy
James,
fuck! It's
stop
like a
being
boomer. It's like a boomer fight. You two like. I want to see you two at the old folks' home. Would you just show it to us? I'm
Like
just telling you that in 1954, the United States
Like
Marine
that.
Corps took them out. I don't care. Just show me the picture. Like,
Fucking video, James. Thank
we'll
you.
Be, we'll be dueling with Zimmers and shit, you know. Which is one of the best things about Arnold Rimmer is he's never going to need a Zimmer.
highways. Because of this, people treated the coastline and the beaches like they were a giant highway, literally driving their cars and horse-drawn carriages up and down it all the time. Because of this, the governor at the time would declare all the coastline in Oregon from California to Washington as a public highway, which also meant that it was public land. This would set in course a series of events that 57 years later would cause America to try to send the biggest animal on Earth, or at least a chunk of it, into outer space. Now, fast forward to November of 1970, a 45-foot, 16,000-pound whale washes up dead on the coast of Oregon. Obviously, this is a problem, or as the journalist on site that day described it,
a stinking whale of a problem.
yeah, we've got this on tape. So, how do you handle such a problem? Well, if you were in California, you would call the California Coastal Commission. If you were in Florida, you would call the Florida Department of Environmental Protections. But because all the beaches in Oregon to this day are still considered highways, they ended up calling the State Highway Division, which is basically a bunch of construction workers.
See, if it's 2024, the whale just moves to Ireland.
Now, this is some bureaucratic bullshit if I've
that
ever
was
heard it.
good.
There was absolutely a different agency that was more equipped to handle this situation, but it was probably a Friday and they didn't want to have to work late. So they pulled the old, well, technically card and sent in the construction workers. And all those guys heard was, you get to go home as soon as the whale is gone, to which they promptly said, get the dynamite, we're going home early. Which is like the ultimate Uno reverse card because they turn this losing scenario into the ultimate win-win scenario. Not only are they going to get to go home early, they're also never going to get told to do this dumb shit again, and they get to be the guys that blew up a whale with dynamite. And the best part is they've got an airtight defense, because when you're doing government work, everybody knows that when you don't know what you're doing, you just fall back onto your standard operating procedures. And what do you do when you're building a road and there's an obstruction in the way? Like, I don't know, a mountain. You blow it the fuck up. Mountain, whale, potato, potato, get the fucking dynamite, we're doing this. Now, obviously, there's some more common sense solutions that we could have done. Like, I don't know, maybe cut it into smaller pieces or burn it. The head engineer in charge of the construction workers was asked that very question, to which he responded,
It couldn't be cut up and then buried because nobody wanted to cut it up.
and then of course there's the obvious question, what if this doesn't work? What if there's still a giant chunk of whale left over? To which he responded,
If there's any large chunks left, we may have to do some other cleanup, possibly set another charge.
see, this guy knows what's up. It was never a question of whether or not blowing it up would work. The only question there was how much TNT was it going to take? And if you didn't use enough the first time, double tap. That's accuracy by volume. This is how America was built. Or unbuilt. Whatever. Anyways, let's stop beating around the bush and just show this whale getting blown up. Play the clip.
Oh my goodness.
Bet you didn't think you'd see that today, did you? Okay, you just saw that and I just
They
saw
did
that.
not
But let's
have
go
the
ahead and hear what the
bingo card.
reporter on the ground had to say about it.
With a blasted blubber beyond all believable bounds.
Dude's got bars. That's fucking poetry. I hope he gets a raise. Now, as I'm sure you noticed, there was giant chunks of meat still falling out of the sky like 3 seconds after the explosion. Thankfully, however, nobody was actually struck and severely hurt by one of those. However, I think I speak for all of us when I say how much damage would that actually do. Thankfully, as luck would have it, a car a quarter mile away in a parking lot that was empty was struck by one of these meteorites. And here's a clip of it.
Of one large chunk, the passenger compartment literally
Oh my
attacked.
God.
Fortunately,
Fucking hard
not
top.
as badly as the car. However, everyone on the scene was covered with small particles of dead whale.
Okay, first of all, how are you going to explain that to your insurance? Nobody's going to believe that shit. Secondly, do you know how much fucking force it takes to cave in the roof of a car? Those are reinforced and designed to withstand the rollover of the vehicle. So I think it's safe to say these meat mortars can do damage. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Probably the most significant piece of news to ever come out of the state of Oregon. I mean, the only thing that could make this story better is if this was actually the final level of the Oregon Trail video game growing up. Not only that, it is probably the most significant scientific contribution that the trades industry has ever made. Because these guys just figured out that a 16,000-pound whale can in fact be deleted by 1,000 pounds of dynamite. Meaning that we now actually know for sure that it's a 16-to-1 blubber to black powder ratio. This is invaluable information. In conclusion, just so we're all clear on the timeline of significant human events. In 1966, America would make one giant leap for mankind when we created the Mark 19, aka a machine gun that shoots
Oh,
fucking
yeah, I love
grenades.
those.
Then, not knowing where to direct our superior scientific endeavors, we just stole the Soviets' goal of putting a man on the moon and did it first to prove a point. That was in 1969. And then we got back to making real scientific contributions to mankind when we figured out how much TNT it took to delete a whale. America. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Whale gone. Quack bang out.
I have to say, I absolutely love his stuff.
Yeah,
He is just a joy to watch.
he is.
Yeah, I watched one of his things the other day. He was talking about, I think we talked about already, like how all of America's war heroes had to cheat on their vision test or lie about their age.
Yep.
It's just like Chip Lee, or no, Chick Lee. They wouldn't let him
Ching Lee.
in the army because of his vision.
Ching Lee was the name that they called him at first, but
He
because
called himself
that-
King,
now
right?
it's Ching Lee.
Yeah.
There's
But they wouldn't let him in the army because he said he couldn't shoot worth a shit, even though he won numerous marksmanship awards. So he joined the Navy and taught the Navy how to use their battleships like sniper rifles.
How about the one kid whose dad signed up, said that he was old enough to join the military, went to war, got a Congressional Medal of Honor, found out that he was only 16, kicked him out of the army, and he had to go back to high school. And when he went back to high school, he wore his Medal of Honor.
Can you imagine showing up to third period algebra with a Congressional Medal of Honor around your neck? Just
Can you imagine getting shit from the vice principal about something? Billy, hey, you know what, Steve? I've got a Congressional Medal of Honor. What the fuck have you done, buddy?
How many people? How many Japanese people did you kill on Iwo Jima, buddy?
And what's
I'm saying,
crazy
I get
is,
those
too,
tropical feelings there.
It is Army tradition that if you ever meet a guy with a Congressional Medal of Honor, if you are enlisted or an officer, you salute them.
Yeah, because they've got a Medal of Honor.
Their ass. So, I mean, a guy can be like an E2, but if he's got that blue freaking ribbon and that big star hanging around his neck, you better be throwing a salute. Because 90% of them are posthumous anyway, or whatever. I forgot the word, but dead. 9% of the people who get that medal are dead.
Yeah.
When they get it.
Yeah, this kid had to go back to got kicked out of the military, had to go back to high school. First day back, he wore his Medal of Honor, and what?
But this right here, I want everybody to know, this thing right here.
That's
right?
not a tank.
This is not a tank. This is an infantry fighting vehicle. There's a difference.
All right, I'm out of here, guys.
He's going to stutter over that the rest of his life. Just
Now, this right here, this is a tank.
Take care, Hungar.
later on, Hungar.
That is a
Hi, Hungar.
72 Tusk.
All right, brother. See you later.
See ya. Which only means that it's got a remote control 12.7 millimeter gun up top there. So, whatever. Yeah, that does kind of aggravate me. As a Bradley guy, it's like, it's not a tank, bro. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Andre. I'm sure the Russian Federation has some award like that, but it's been a part of the Army since practically, or part of the American military since pretty much the American military. And you can be a 4-star general, and the guy who won that award can be a freaking buck private. You will salute his ass, because whatever he did to get that award was some effed up shit. Like that one Mexican special forces dude that got the award, and he got shot 12 times and stabbed 4 or 5 times and killed, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 Vietnamese guys, and drug his team out of the ambush and threw him on a helicopter. And I mean, superhuman shit that, if it happened in a role-playing game, you'd be like, that guy's cheating.
So you're saying the
1,001 of your players did all of that shit. You'd be like, I need to see you roll those dice or something, man. You're cheating. There's no way.
You said the Russians probably have something equivalent of that. Yeah, they did during the Stalin ages. It was called free trip to Gulag.
Free trip to Gulag.
Because now you are a potential threat to me with your popularity, so you must go. Goodbye.
I know the lost soldiers in the Red Army, they could win the the people's hero or something, is a big red star medal thing they wore.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andre, if you look up Congressional Medal of Honors for the U.S. military, there's not very many, and most of them are Navy or Army medics or corpsmen, as the Navy like to call their guys. Because for some reason, these guys go into battle without a weapon a lot of times, and they end up doing crazy, outrageous, superhuman shit, dying, but then getting the medal. So, because for some reason, the Marine Corps do not have their own medics, so they just borrow from the Navy.
So I have to ask a question, and you guys would be the ones to pretty much give me the answer. Maybe because of the time frame, the age that we are. Were the 90s really the peak era for fantasy sci-fi on television? Because you had shows like
Yeah.
Trades, Hercules, Xena.
Roar, Covington Cross, Space Above and Beyond,
Yeah.
X-Files,
Next
Men
Gen
in
came out
Black.
in the 90s.
No,
Yeah,
Next
all
Gen came out in the
Star Trek.
80s. Next Gen came out in the 80s. Voyager
it?
came out in the 90s.
All the Star Treks that were on, though. You had Next Gen, you had fucking DS.
Babylon 5. There was tons of shit. Yeah, it was a crazy time for that stuff. Yeah.
Babylon 5, the first season was, the second season was like, damn, that's good.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about that. The hard season, the first season's the hardest season to watch. You get in the second season, it's like, okay, then there's a plot here.
There's all kinds of shit going on. And who are these shadow aliens that apparently have existed since ever? And the Vorlons and all kinds of crazy shit happening.
Steven
There is a hole in your mind.
Yeah. Well, because he had been captured and tortured, I guess, by the Minbari after he lured them into that area and destroyed their ship. The Star Killer, they called him.
I like that speech Delenn gives when she's explaining to the Earth Core forces. There is only one man in the history of our species' knowledge who has ever defeated the Minbari in combat, and he is behind me. It's just like, yep, we're done. This fight's over. We'll shut up now.
Andre, it's not gulag. It's 5-star Siberian spa experience. All-inclusive package. Frostbite, existential dread, and unlimited snow show.
Plus all the sodomy you could want and not want.
And not one. Well, there was a time, I guess, in the 50s or 60s or whenever, when Stalin decided the best thing for him to do was to take all the outlaws from Siberia and move them into a city in the southwest of Russia. I guess he thought he could keep an eye on them, but just created a giant city full of gang members that all hated each other. Because, I mean, the Georgians hated the Siberians and the Siberians hated the freaking people from Moscow. It was like crazy, you know? And it was this gigantic city somewhere, and he just threw them all in it. And it was like, good idea, Stalin. You know? Good job, buddy. But yeah, see, Andre probably recognizes this bad boy when I hold this up. Oh yeah. The modernized T-72. And then of course I need to work on this bad boy, but another IFV, the BMP-3. Infantry fighting vehicle. I have a lot of 80s, 90s, early 2000s military models in 28 and 15 millimeter scale. Because I was thinking if I ever run Twilight 2000, I would use one of the two. You know what I mean? So I've got a bunch of like Raiders and then Russian troops and American troops, some German Landswehr. But let's be honest, who gives a shit about them? You know, it's World War III, baby. Between us and a revived Soviet Union, Germany don't matter. And yet somehow France will end up being the world power by the end of it all.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah. They war gamed it out, and basically the guy who was playing France sent all of his military to his border and just killed anybody that tried to cross the border. Team Yankee.
Yeah, what's up, Double D?
I have not played Team Yankee Double D, my bro, but I deleted it. I had a video where I actually played a whole battle using Twilight 2000 modern rules and 15 millimeter figures so that I could show off exactly how anti-armor weapons work, suppression work, etc. And I am not happy that I deleted that in hindsight.
I'm not
Because
happy you deleted
I
any
know
of
I've
your
been
videos.
talking about how I'm not playing any more of this or that anymore. I added Twilight 2000 to the list of games I would play, though. And Team Yankee, I did have the video game and the book where the Russians come through the Fulda Gap. And that would be, my wife was actually stationed at Wildflick in Germany, which is the American base right by the Fulda Gap. So, you know, interesting stuff there. But yes, I have tons. Like up here, I've got everybody's favorite, basically used by almost every army in the world, the 113. They started using these things in Vietnam, and they are still in use. As a matter of fact, when I went to Iraq, we destroyed one of these because it was Iraqi. So somehow the Iraqis even had a 113. And this is just a standard infantry 113. It's got the 50 cal on the shield. This is what they used to have mechanized infantry ride in before the Bradley. And a lot of people don't like the Bradley because of how much bigger it is than the 113. I mean, it's huge, right? But the Bradley can also kill an enemy tank at like 3,000 meters. Whereas the 113's got 50 cal. So this is a battlefield taxi. It runs up, it drops its crew off, and then it leaves. So yeah. But yeah, Team Yankee's cool. I've never it was a good video because I actually laid out the hex maps that come in the Twilight 2000 role-playing game. And I had 15 millimeter Russian and American soldiers and 15 millimeter vehicles. Like on one side was a Humvee with a tow launcher on it. And on the other side was like a BMP-2 or something. And I went through each stage of how initiative worked, how movement and cover works, how suppression works. Because I can tell you right now, based on my experience being in firefights, Twilight 2000 handles firefights better than any other game ever made. Because it does one thing that other games don't do: suppression. Every weapon has its automatic attack dice and then its suppression dice, right? And if you fire at somebody, there's a really good chance, if they are not hardcore and they don't make like their cool check or whatever it's called, that you're going to force them to eat the dirt and they're going to miss one of their actions. And that's the whole point of a general purpose machine gun. Is just 6-9 round burst, keep everybody's head down so that the infantry can flank around and kill everybody, right? A T-4, I do not have an Armada model. Actually, one of my favorite models I have, though, you might recognize, is the airborne tank that the Spetsnaz use. I think this is a BMD-3 or BTR-3. I've got a lot of BTR 60s, 70s, 80s. I even got, this is one of my favorite, and I know Bear loves this because we're talking about miniatures, and that's Bear's favorite thing in the world.
You can see his eyes glazing over already.
I love this. I know it's old, and the last people to use it were the Marine Corps back in the 80s or 90s. But this is the upgraded M60, I think, Patton tank. This is the tank we used before we got the M1A1. And I just like the look of it. It's just a neat tank.
It does look sweet.
Yeah, it's just
Double D, thank you for the inspiration the other night. I made a video yesterday, and I should have probably thanked you and a couple other creators been talking about Condor DM.
Like I said, it was just
Yeah.
your turn, Bruce. That's just the way
Yep.
it is.
Apparently, it's always my turn, so that's fun.
Yeah, and I don't
Fuck
know
that
why.
guy.
You're
Don't
such
feed him. Just
a
talking about him
ray of sunshine.
is exactly what he wants. You know?
Yeah.
And so I don't do it.
My bad.
Like I said, he
Well,
attacked
no, I mean,
like the OG.
That's literally why he does what he does.
He went
just to get other
after
people to talk
freaking
about
DM Bloodworth. I mean, and these are guys who, for the most part, are making the most non-offensive stuff ever.
Bloodworth, God bless him. He's such a nice and kind individual. I need to see him attack a bagel. If he can steal a bagel, I'll have some faith in him. But he's the most non-offensive dude. I say that because he's the literally least offensive guy in our sphere. Bloodworth is willing
And
to help
apparently,
you
he
out.
runs a kick-ass game of Castles and Crusades, Bruce.
I'm in his
the fucking-
Castles and Crusade game, and he was in my Savage Sword game Wednesday, and he actually gave me some pretty high praise. So I'm going to put that feather in my cap and
Well,
look
you
forward
can.
to the next game.
You need to do that because you're still recovering from your, But Pirates of Gay Water campaign.
Hey, that's still running. Almost 2 years.
But Pirates of Gay Water. Yar, there be virgin cheeks in need of plundering. Yar.
That is not good.
Yeah, that's foul. That's foul.
Hey, I'm not the one running the game, Shadow, so don't cast your bullshit on me, sir.
Hey. Have you ever watched it? No.
No, why would I? I'm not gay.
Neither am I, nor are any of my players, as far as I know. But you never know.
I did like the Pirates of Dark Water.
I don't even know what it is.
I was actually friend with Chris, one of the voice actors, for a period of time during like right around that era, and I picked up,
Friend.
and I picked up the box set like 6 months ago, and it's still sitting on a shelf. I haven't watched it. I'll probably get around to it, but I gotta stop doing that. Buying shit and then just leaving it there.
Did you ever read that
Yeah.
Mutant Chronicles comic series that you sent me, or no?
Did I what?
Okay, you sent me a comic book series, a four issue set for Mutant Chronicles.
Yeah.
$5.96. Did you ever
This
read it?
is a air cav unit. You see how it's got the two M60s and the 50 cal? That's an air cav 113.
Yeah, Mutant Chronicles is one of my favorite IPs of all time.
I got the book for like $6. The big, thick, hardbound book from Modiphius. When they decided they were getting rid of it, I got the whole thing. It was like $6 plus shipping. I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
So
I
I
missed
got the
that.
book.
I missed out on that in a big way. I have a few of the books, but not enough to
Now
run
I'm
it.
going to
and-
make you all think about Creedence Clearwater Revival. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate son, right? Because we got our Huey.
All right. I'm going to bounce out, guys, and take a nap because I got to be up late tonight, so I need to get a little bit of shut-eye before
Yeah,
the
you got
evening
game,
takes
don't
a
you?
hold. No, I have
Okay.
a live show on my my music channel. Friday Night
Okay, and
Music
you're
Fights.
doing really good with that. That's cool.
Thank
if I'm
you.
up, I'll have to see that.
But we're doing the Friday Night Music Fight. We put 8 songs up against each other in brackets, and the panel votes on which one they like, and then we throw it against last week's winner or 2 weeks ago's winner, and see how it goes. And then I got the Lord Mattias thing at 11.
So basically,
Funny.
if I got better shit to do than watch me show off all my Russian miniatures.
No, because the better shit I have to do is take a nap.
Hey, I don't mind.
I'm just saying it's not like it's better.
Now, this is not Russian at all.
Yeah.
This is a Star Frontiers ATV.
Actually,
William
it's like the
Buchanan.
ship. The
Really?
little,
Where'd you-
It's a big armored van with.
Bye, everybody.
Take
Take
care, Bear.
care.
Have a
Take
good
care,
one.
Bear. Nothing but love, homie.
Hey, James, that little vehicle you had up there, that reminded me of the 1986 deleted scene from Aliens that Newt's parents got out of when they found the ship. before they got the face hugger add-on. Yeah.
Is that a
if you
3D
ever
print?
Look at the cover of the Star Frontiers Adventure, Adventures on Alcazar.
Yeah.
They're cruising around in one of these, except it's got a turret.
Okay.
Is that a 3D print or?
That is a FDML print, actually. So filament print.
Okay.
But FDML printers are getting so good now that you can print up vehicles and shit. And I mean, they're getting so good you can print up actual miniatures. The technology for the filament printers is getting insane. No Typhoon, unfortunately, brother. I mostly have late 80s up to 90s stuff because Twilight 2000 takes place in the year 2000 in an alternate history where the Soviet Union, a bunch of generals overthrew Vladimir Putin, kicked his ass out, and then the generals reestablished the Soviet Union. So a KF-51, the only Panther I know of is the Panther A or G, which I do have actually out in the garage. I've got a big old box slap full of bolt action German tanks. What's up, Satya? I'm thinking about actually putting it on the thing and selling it. I've got a guy coming either tonight or tomorrow to buy my 40K stuff. So, but yeah. So, because Star Frontiers is one of the games I put on the list that I'm willing to run. And I love Star Frontiers. Always have. Me and Hungar and crew played the shit out of that game back in the 80s. And like one of the girls at the table, she already picked her character. She wants to play a Vrusk, who's PSA. See, here's the Vrusk miniature I got for her. And her primary skill is science. And under science, she chose basically like planetology. They call it something else. Now, this Vrusk is actually wearing a shirt, so I do need to deal with that. It's wearing clothes. Yeah, but the thing with Twilight 2000, Andre, is that's a game where drinking the wrong water or getting cut on glass in a window while you're trying to raid, go in for salvage or something could kill you. If your medic ain't got any antibiotics and you randomly get an infection because you got glass in you, that could just be the end of you. I mean, the game it's like the American movie. I don't know if you've seen it, The Road. The role-playing game. Got to go to sleep soon, going to go shopping. Oh, a new game table. Nice. I just use my dining room table, but yep, I've been watching videos that have randomly been popping up on my YouTube feed about dating girls in Finland, which is really weird because I have never at any time ever put a search in saying, what would it be like to date a chick in Finland? Because I'm all like,
happily married.
Women are a little bit wild compared to what we expect. They don't like being told what to do. They just go and do what they do. But hey, whatever. Also, I have been working on slowly but surely, and he's just about done. King Baldwin of Jerusalem. Come on, please focus. Yeah, he's wearing a silver mask, so you're probably not going to see that too good anyway. But so, if you've ever seen the movie The Kingdom of Heaven, when Saladin shows up and then they're like, Jerusalem has come, and the leper king rides out there, and I pray you remove your cavalry so that I might settle this matter. And he's like, I swear he will be punished. I pray you remove your cavalry back to Damascus unarmed, or we'll all die here. And Saladin's like, I'll send you my physicians. And then Baldwin's like, Salam alaikum. You know, that's the best scene in the whole movie, really. That one scene, you know. So I don't have the Crusaders to go with him, but I've got him. Because all of the heavy cavalry and everything I got, guys, is all late Eastern Rome. So it's all like cataphracts, cavalry, horse archers, you know, it's all Byzantine, you know, defenders of Constantinople. And I've got the Warhammer Ancients game and the Byzantine book for the Warhammer Ancients game, which has not only the army lists for all the different eras of Byzantium, but also all their enemies. So you can play like, you know, Mongols and Turks and whatever. Eastern Rome, I know way more about Constantinople than I do Roma. You know, I know way more about Eastern Rome than I do Western Rome. I know that Bruce Lombardo's people sacked Western Rome.
Can't help it.
Hey, I mean, it is what people did back then, you know? No reason to be ashamed. A little bit liberal, yeah. Not all, of course. Yeah, I'm sure. And, you know, whatever. It's whatever, you know. It's whatever. I hear that's just the way it is. But one thing I hear about the Finns, which I love, is apparently if a Finn invites you to a party, like, or to stay all night and hang out and stuff, they'll actually feed you and stuff. Whereas Swedes, if they invite you to come to their house, they will not give you anything to eat or drink. They expect you to have that shit handled yourself. So I don't think they're trying to be mean. It's just their culture for some reason. Whereas my wife is Danish, and the Danes are totally the opposite of that. Like if you get invited to the household of a Danish family, they're going to feed you until you die. You know, it's like as soon as you walk in, it's like, hey, you want some of this? You want some of that? But apparently, yeah, the Swedes got a really bad, like, one story I read is the Swedish guy invited his buddy to stay all night. And in the morning, he told his buddy he had to go downstairs real quick and he'd be back. He went downstairs and ate breakfast. But his friend was not invited. And to me, that is the weirdest shit ever because Americans, we tend to be very generous. If you come to an American's house as a guest, I mean, you're going to get stuff.
Yeah.
Half the time you're going to leave with gifts, you know?
Right? That just seems
So
so
to
weird.
hear that there's a culture out there that like would let somebody stay the night in their house but not give them anything to eat. That to us, that's just like, what the hell's wrong with you? We never do that.
Yeah, that's.
But Finns don't do it either, is what I've heard. Finns are,
Hold on a sec. I'll be right back.
of all of the people in that region, the Finns are supposedly like some of the nicest, most hospitable people. And I'm not just saying that because you're in the chat, Satya.
The one thing I've heard about the Scandinavian countries probably the most is the amount of hate for people in those countries because of some sort of perceived hereditary or genetic superiority they have.
Danes, pretty much, they hate Danes. And Norwegians absolutely despise Swedes. And I think the feeling's mutual, like back and forth. But
That's
back
weird.
in the Viking Age, it kind of went like this. If the Danes showed up, they were probably going to conquer you and then tax you. If the Norwegians showed up, they were going to kill you all, every one of you. So you didn't want the Norwegians to show up. They were going to just F everything up. And then the Swedes were going to find a way to betray somebody. That's how I've been told about it. Because apparently they were shady effers, the Swedes. And that's why the Norwegians nor the Danes are huge fans of the Swedes at all. You know, they don't
So
like them.
there's the skeletal, the head of the Swede. The skulls are a different shape. The sutures are at different locations versus other types of European people.
You know, that sounds like some of that German shit when they're going around measuring skulls and stuff.
I mean,
I
it
don't
was-
really put too much
right.
stock in that, you know, the whole, oh, your head's a certain shape. So, I mean, then again, you ever seen some of those Aborigines?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but you see some of those hardcore full-blooded abos, and you're like, oh my God, you know,
What happened to that one?
that is a missing link right there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, all the Norwegians, which Finland is not part of, all of the Scandinavians, Finland is not part of it.
Well, I mean, Geneva was supposedly the site of an ancient pagan city.
I'm sure.
It was a super pagan city where demonic worship happened. This, of course, being written by Roman Catholics later.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, but it is a fact. The winners do write the histories.
Yeah.
Even though some people try to change them, like the idea that there were all these shield maidens. No, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Dean Powell, how you doing? We're start talking about Scandinavians, and here's Dean. Yeah, the Finns were never really considered to be Scandinavian because they're more related to a Turkic tribe that intermingled with Slavs. So depending on where you are in Finland, you're like Urgic or Russian. And for the longest time, Finland was actually the Archduchy of Finland and part of the Russian Empire. So that's kind of why Finland was always like that third wheel when it comes to all the Scandinavians there. But I do know this, Bruce. J.R.R. Tolkien based like most of the mythology from the Lord of the Rings on Finnish mythology. They have some crazy mythology with wizards that sing like wind into knots, and they get into a big fight over a thing that like grinds gold and salt. And there's like an evil goddess that lives in the far north and all kinds of, I mean, and they got weird names like Lumen Canaan and Voidamoinen. And so a lot of Tolkien stuff, like Gandalf is 100% based on one of those two Finnish wizards. And that's not even an arguable thing. I mean, you know, he even admitted it, you know, I mean, he was heavily inspired by Finnish mythology. But, yeah.
Hey, what's up, Dean?
And they did not worship necessarily all the gods that the Swedes did. So Odin and Thor and shit like that. They kind of had their own gods. And then a lot of people like to think that Perun, the Russian god of storms and stuff, is just the Russian version of Thor. They couldn't be more wrong. Perun is totally different than Thor. Totally different. And doesn't carry a hammer, carries a sword. But he's completely different. And his brothers are Belnabog and Chernabog, which means the god of light and the god of dark. And then he's got a sister, Maria something, who is the Slavic goddess of nature. And of course, they were all, you know, put to an end after Vladimir the Great turned all the Kievan Rus into Orthodox Christians. But yeah, and you know what? If you listen to Finnish, you can kind of hear where Tolkien kind of took some of the inspiration to make Elvish. Because, you know, there's a band I listen to sometimes. I think the name of the band is Voidamoinen. And it's like three women that sing like Finnish folk music. I think it's really cool.
It would fit in great during your table games of fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm that weird American that's like I listen to like the music from other countries, folk music and stuff. You know, I mean, Irish music, of course, because I'm an American, and whether you're actually Irish or not, as an American, you are going to listen to Irish music. You know, it's just the way it is. We all do. And then sometimes German music, a lot of times Russian music, but then again, I have Russian familial ties. And then Norwegian. Of all the Scandinavian tribes, I am mostly Norwegian. So my people would have been the people that just showed up to kill everybody. Now I think the House of Rurik, which settled Russia, I think they were Swedes. But then all the brothers of the great king ended up killing each other out. Yaropolk, Oleg, and Vladimir. If you have never watched the movie, what's it called? Vikings, the 2016 Russian movie. It is subbed, but they did a really good job subbing it. It is the story of the battle between the three Rurik brothers and how the Russians become Christian. And it's rough, but you can watch it with your kids if you put your hands over their eyes here or there. Korpiklani is a fun band. Yeah, you know what? I don't know what's up with being so close to the North Pole and all the white and black face paint and, you know, the death metal and shit like that the Scandinavians and all that are into. It's like,
I actually love the Scandinavian melodic death metal.
it's like there's a band out there that's literally called Fintroll.
Yep.
And then Metalocalypse did a whole thing where they went to Finland and accidentally summoned a troll from
Love
the
that
middle of
show.
the lake.
I haven't watched that show in years, but
And then they had to sing another song to make the troll go back to sleep.
and then he used the grandpa instruments.
Yeah, great. And it turns out none of them know how to read music.
Yep.
It's
Are
like,
we really surprised about that with Metalocalypse? Come on now.
yeah.
That-
What's
that's-
funny
that-
too, little known fact, whenever they're doing a studio album, they record the album and then Nathan and Swisscar go into the studio and delete Murderface and Toki's parts out, and then Swisscar plays the part Toki was supposed to play, and they add that track in and does the drums too.
That's awesome.
So Murderface and Toki are not on any of the actual albums that aren't live, the studio albums. Mia Leakey and Tapio. Yeah, I know you had like a god and goddess that when you died, they would offer you a drink and it would make you forget. And then you would live in their realm and basically just do whatever you did in real life. And then you had what was her name? The goddess that went around and like soaked up misery. Not because she wanted people to be happy, but she took the misery back to her realm and made it like 10 times worse and then went back out and spread it around again. And like she was really beautiful on one side, but a rotten corpse on the other. I think that's Loviatar. Of course, not Tolkien, Gary Gygax put her in the deities and demigods.
That was Levitar.
Yeah, you had to have her, except in deities and demigods, she's hot. Half of her isn't a rotten, desiccated corpse. And she actually has two sisters that help her, I think. So, yeah, it's like Finnish afterlife is kind of the suck. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to forget who you are and everyone you ever know and just basically do menial labor until eternity. It's kind of like the Greek mythology where it's like when you die, you just go to the underworld. Yeah, Loviatar. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but she is in not only the original deities and demigods, but I think the guy who wrote the Forgotten Realms shit made her a Forgotten Realms goddess.
Greenwood, Ed Greenwood.
Yeah. So, And in her art, they depicted her as a very beautiful blonde woman with like a dagger.
Yep.
Kip,
As a matter of fact, I
Kipu Taito was killed in D&D. Huh. See, this is why I don't like using gods in my D&D games right there. Because I don't believe a mortal should ever be able to kill a deity. Unless
What
they
about,
have like some kind of super sword or something that was specifically designed.
so not a big Moorcock fan then.
No. Well, okay, wait. I said unless they have some kind of super sword that was specifically designed to kill the god. So like Saberhagen sword books.
Amazing books.
Yeah, there's a sword where if you like close your eyes and you think of the one person you hate and you throw the sword up in the air, it will reappear in that person's heart. And I think it's called Heartseeker. And so the gods were being dickheads to the humans until a human got their hands on that sword and killed Hermes. And then all of a sudden the gods were all like, oh shit, we better get all those swords away from the humans, because they thought that they would just watch the humans tear each other apart with all these magic swords that they had made Vol make. But Vol, because he kind of hated the other gods, he made the swords able to kill gods on purpose. And then he just threw them out amongst the mortals and all hell broke loose. Still, I read the first Elric book, and I hate to report that it did not move me.
Well, the first book is not the best.
All right, whatever. I was not super impressed.
I was actually, believe it or not, I wasn't actually referring to Elric. I was referring to Corum.
Yeah, well, the eternal hero, whatever.
Well, he was one of them, but it was a very different.
Like if you want to blame somebody for D&D's alignment system being so jacked up, blame Moorcock. It's his fault. And if you want to blame somebody for the forces of chaos in 40K using the 8-pointed star, blame Moorcock.
Yep.
He's the one that did it. Because in his world, it wasn't about good and evil. It was about law and chaos. Or order versus chaos.
Yep.
Which I'm all like, yeah, I'm not down with that.
Nope. It's good or evil.
I like good versus evil bear. And in Baptism of Flame, you have virtues and vices, and you get to, play them off. So if you're a character with a shit ton of vices, you're an evil bastard.
Yeah.
You got Stormbringer RPG very cheap. I had a buddy who loved the Stormbringer RPG, but I've got
the Stormbringer and the Elric right here, but I would never. Not only would I never play it, I definitely would never run it. It just when you know the end, it's like, well, yeah, I don't want to be any part of that, because so much of the 6 books or however many there are now are just leading up to that inevitability. And
because my master is my slave.
Yep, somewhere out there's a video of me singing that song. I hope nobody ever sees it.
I might have to look for it.
It's pretty embarrassing, yeah.
Well, I told you the song I always sang at karaoke was Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah, another one of my least favorite.
Thought the Chaos Symbol was a goat.
I'm actually wearing their shirt right now. Such a great album.
Oh, man, yeah. Veterans of the Psychic War is so good. That was when they started getting kind of prog rocky, and I love it.
Yep. That was like every band's got that album. Like Rush, it was Moving Pictures. Oyster Cult, it was Fire of Unknown Origin. They all have this like apogee album, and then where they should have just stopped, but then they continue on doing stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem with some bands, is they don't understand when they've hit their peak.
Yep.
And it might be time just to collect your money and go home. Because everything you do after that point is just going to be
mediocre.
Stain on your, like, that's what Metallica did. They didn't need the money. After they did the album one, they should have went home.
Yep.
I would argue Master of Puppets.
You could even go further back, but I mean, one was the last album where Metallica was still Metallica. The Black Album, which everyone loved, I'm all like, what?
AC/DC's Back in Black is another perfect example.
That's why they call me Unforgiven. Whoa. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, they don't call you that.
Worse.
Nobody calls you
Every
that.
album.
Anytime a singer says something like that, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Turn that ego down to like a 6, because nobody calls you that.
Satya, I have just finished painting Gwenpool because one of the players in my group wants to play. She wanted to play Deadpool, and I said, no effing way. So I painted a Gwenpool. And I've also been working on, and I'm getting ready to do facial stuff. Everybody's favorite Southern Belle.
Loved Rogue.
Yeah, everybody loves Rogue, except this isn't Rogue, but it is Rogue. But I it's like I ordered a bunch of superhero models, but then I paint them however I want because they're not actually playing that superhero. They can play a superhero that's kind of based on a superhero. So the woman who really wanted to play Deadpool can play whatever pool she wants to call that. You know, Jack's pool or something. Who is a very tall chick. Very well endowed, too. She's hot.
Let's see if you guys can see this.
Is that some kind of spider?
Yeah, it's like a Lolth, you know. That's her in the front.
Like
I haven't painted.
Nice. The other thing I've been painting, Satya, is, and I know you know about it, is off and on. I am still doing detail work and stuff like that on my Star Frontiers battleships and stuff. And because Star Frontiers, Nighthawks, the actual war game. No, I don't like Saint Anger. I think, you know, it's like, the problem, and I've said this a million times, Dean, you probably hear me say this. Metal bands, metal bands, when they're young and they're angry and they're hungry, make beautiful, good music. But if they hit off and become multimillionaires and get married and have 5 kids and move into a gated community, it's time to stop. Because, you know, the rage and emotion that allowed you to really make that badass metal is gone.
Yep.
Now you're just a 50-year-old dude with a bunch of kids, you know, hanging out by your pool while somebody's mowing your lawn with your hot wife. At that point, yeah, you're not going to do any real metal.
Yeah, I saw, I think it was Hetfield. There's a picture of him. He looks like your typical, you know, mind you, I grew up with those guys. I hung out with Metallica and with Megadeth in Huntington Beach, California, and he looked like your typical skater punk. He's in his 50s, you know, cargo shorts and like a polo shirt. I'm like,
and the thing is, I'm not hating on him because it is the natural order of things. You start out young and hungry, and you're out there trying to make it happen. You're playing garage parties and shit. And if you're super lucky and you do remakes of all the right songs, because all their original garage band shit's remakes of other bands, music, like Green Hell and stuff, then you might hit it big. Yeah, you might hit it big and be able to put out a, you know, an album like Ride the Lightning. Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All is a banger from beginning to end.
I actually like Ride the Lightning probably 4 times more than Kill 'Em All.
Well, Ride the Lightning does have that cool Cthulhu instrument.
Call of Cthulhu, the very, very end.
Yeah.
Like Dave Mustaine.
Creeping Death. Or was that?
Yep. That's track number 7.
It's also got Man of 5 still alive through the burning glow.
Yeah, you go for Nobel Tolls.
Test their pride. dun, dun, dun. I don't remember For Whom the Bell Tolls. Yeah, that's what it is. You guys are bringing me back to when I was like 16.
I'm more of a Megadeth fan, if you couldn't tell. But the caption under that picture of Hetfield, it says, something like you can't be metal all the time, and I'm like, okay, you're not metal at all then. Sorry, just
Sacha, you would be surprised if I were to tell you the number of metal guys who were Christians.
oh yeah,
Like a big one that a lot of people are like, really? Slayer.
Yep.
All they sing about is hell and the devil. They're Roman Catholics. They met in a Catholic school. And they're like, yeah, let's pretend to be satanic because that was all the rage back then, But
That's all the fucking side effects Raphael would talk about.
you're not wrong, Dean. That's so on the money. I can't stand that band. I despise them. There's nothing. I can't say a nice word, so I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
I hate them. I'm sorry. They fucked up after GNR Lies.
I'll tell you what, though. There was a time when me and my best friend, before he passed, would go out into the bushes with like a bunch of beer and all of our favorite friends and girls and stuff, and start a campfire, and we would sing Patience, him and I together, and I loved it. Because my bro Marcus could play guitar really good. So he'd have his acoustic out there and he'd be doing, Patience. And I've been walking the streets tonight, just trying to. So if you weren't there, you won't get it. But don't mean I love the band, but we did sing that song.
Were adult beverages involved?
Oh, of course, man.
Okay,
Old Milwaukee's best.
So,
If you could
Oh
sing
my
that
God.
song and play that guitar, you could get laid so easily.
Oh, yeah. And if you had a lot of Old Milwaukee's best, that worked too. Because back then, it wasn't considered non-consensual if you and the chick was drunk. Like if you were kissing a chick and you were both kind of drunk and whatever, yeah, that was consensual. And then in the 2000s, they changed it where if anyone involved has had so much as one drink, it can't be consensual. It's automatically grapage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I heard that, I started laughing. I was like, my wife and we have abused each other horribly over the decades. We should both be in jail if that's the yardstick we're going to use. Because you know how it is. You go out to dinner, you have drinks, you're a little tipsy, you come home, they argue you can't give consent. I argue, let's have a good time. Wake up covered in bodily fluids, right? But whatever. It's my wife. So by my religion, I can do whatever within reason, right?
Right. I was going to say, yeah.
I married her, and if we want to get frisky, we can, because God says it's okay, because we're married. Now, when I was young and not Christian, I used to do a lot of horrible shit. Go into bed, have sweet dreams,
Take care,
and
Dean.
hopefully those little white trolls that you guys are so fond of look out for you and make sure you don't get attacked by any means Finnish monsters. Yeah, the Finns have this kind of weird little white troll thing that they're super into. It's like the weird mascot of their country. And in the very north of Finland, they got like this whole group of people that do nothing all day but herd reindeer. And eat them too, I guess. I assume.
I'm sure they're tasty. They're fucking deer.
Yeah, it's venison, right? Just big venison.
I'm realizing that I messed up by moving to Texas. I should have tried to weather out Illinois' weather, just for the fact that in Illinois, if you go out for deer season, you can bring home 125 to 160 pound deer sometimes. In Texas, we have these little 40-pound dash-a-hound deer like that. They're like the smallest, cutest pocket deer you ever could have, but nobody.
I was going to say what you just said about deer in Illinois.
Yeah.
Go ahead and drop 100 pounds off that. That's a Florida deer.
I know. The more northward you go, the bigger the fucking animals they get, which is why.
Which in a way is good, because if you kill a Florida deer, by the time you take the head off and gut it and drop the offal, like one guy can just sling that bitch over his back and carry it because it's only like 50 pounds, you know? So it's not a big deal, right?
Correct.
You kill a big whitetail in Kentucky, I hope you got Polaris or some friends, because even if you drop the offal and cut the head off of that bastard, it's going to weigh like 150 pounds. So like you said, Bruce, like you said, and then up in Alaska, I mean, you know, it wasn't deer so much as caribou. Be out hunting caribou. Sometimes of the year you can hunt moose, you can hunt bear, but bear's not good unless you grind it up and you eat it like in chili or something that has like a strong seasoning so that you don't really taste the bear. Yeah, it's like that. You know what I mean?
Kind of sounds like it defeats the purpose of eating bear.
No, the purpose is to get the protein. So you're getting your purpose. You're eating that damn bear. But the negative is they don't taste good. Could be worse, though. You could be like butchering a seal raw on your dining room floor and eating it. Because that's what like Kipchucks and those guys do, man. They'll eat a seal raw as hell. Just sitting there eating it. It's like, nope, not for me, man. You know. But yeah, Tony Hawk, he probably still looks as good as he does because he's been still doing a lot of, you know, sports stuff. So, you know, he's kept himself in shape. I mean, you know, you look at Wayne Gretzky, you know, the great one. I mean, he still looks like he could be playing hockey. And he's like got to be 50 plus, right? 50, 40 something. I mean, he's been around forever. He still looks good. So, yeah. You know, some people just age better. You know, some people just age better. My priest, Father Nectarius, is like 65 and he looks younger than I do. And his beard isn't even gray. Pisses me off. But he's Russian, like from Russia. So I don't know if that's part of it or what the hell's going on with that guy. And during the week, he does something similar to what Bruce does, but not. When he's not being a priest, he's an over-the-road truck driver for a company out of Chicago, where apparently there are a shitload of Slavic-owned trucking companies.
Yes.
And being a Russian, I mean, that's like the king of the Slavs, unless you ask a Pole. And then they'll say, no, Russians suck. They're not even Slavs. I had a Polish woman tell me that once. She's like, Russians aren't even Slavs. They're Vikings. I was like, wow, I have never heard that before. Huh. She might be right. At least a little right. You know what I mean? Because it is true that the Kievan Rus Empire was started by a bunch of Vikings, but, you know, the Polish are still super pissed off about what the Soviets did, and they can't seem to get through their head that the Federation of Russia is not the USSR and has no intentions of invading Poland. It's just not going to happen. And so they're a little spicy, those Poles. As what's his name calls them, the Texas of Europe.
Habitual Line Crosser just uploaded a 30-minute video to his channel on Pepperbox. So we might be getting a 30-minute live video where he talks just basically about stuff.
All Eastern European women are beautiful. Like, you want to see some beautiful women, go to Budapest.
Yeah.
They're absolutely beautiful.
Hey,
Those
George.
Hungarian women. I don't know what it is, man. To quote American Eagle, maybe they just got good genes.
I'd buy that for $1.
Of course, what's her name is Irish. I forget her name.
Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah, she's Irish mostly.
With a name like Sweeney, yeah, I would expect.
Yeah, I mean Sweeney. She's got some other stuff in there, maybe. I don't know, but I posted some memes on my discount. Like one of our Discord is like how to fix Cracker Barrel, and it just had a picture of Sydney Sweeney wearing a Cracker Barrel shirt. It was like, because everything that girl touches turns to gold these days. You know what I mean? If your company ain't doing great, get Sydney Sweeney to be in a commercial, and all of a sudden, you know, it's like, woo, stocks go up, right? She did a photo shoot where she was wearing black lingerie. I posted it on my Discord because the X thing was some militant black woman being like, Sydney Sweeney shouldn't be allowed to wear black, and I shouldn't have to explain why. And I'm just like,
shut the fuck up. Excuse my
no,
French,
I was just thinking, no, I think you're going to have to explain why, because I have no
right?
What are you talking about? You know, like a 20-something-year-old, I think she's like 27 or 26-year-old chick is wearing black, and you're pissed.
Nobody's got the right to tell
about the
anybody
American
anything like
Eagle
that.
thing were like all the ugly fat women that were mad about being ugly and fat. Like my wife saw it, she was not mad at all. She's like, yeah, that's a pretty girl, whatever, you know? But my wife's a pretty blonde too, so. Except my wife's more special than Sydney Sweeney, because Sydney Sweeney's got blue eyes, but my wife has jade green eyes. So she's extra rare. Golden blonde hair and jade green eyes, just like the wife of Thor, Sith. So I guess I'd be Thor. Except I'm not really, well, no, maybe I could be Thor. Thor was supposed to be really, really ugly with red hair. I guess I could dye my hair red, and I'm not pretty, so I mean, that could be our Halloween costume. I just need a big hammer. Another big hammer.
Saw what you did there.
Yeah, right. But
Hey, I was thinking,
Polish
probably-
women are cute. Eastern European women are cute, but like we said an hour ago, if you don't know how to deal with them, they will eat you alive. Like, I can only speak really for Russian women. If they smell weakness in the water, they're like sharks. They're like Jaws. They will have no mercy. Yeah, you know, when they come after you, you'll see the eyes roll back in their head. Yeah, I mean, just like that. If you let them walk on you, you are done. Like like traditional Russian women demand that their husband be like an alpha male Chad, taking no shit from nobody ever. It's just a whole different culture, you know. Whereas in America, our women say, "I want a sensitive, nice guy." They're all lying.
None,
Yes, they are.
None of them mean that at all.
Yep. Every woman that says she wants a sensitive, nice guy ends up with a prick. That's like, you know, like a big muscled up Chad type dude or whatever. If they marry the sensitive, nice guy, it's because he's rich. Otherwise, they ain't marrying that punk. They won't want any part of him. I mean, the number of times I would be standing post fire, and I'd be standing, you know, rehabbing after we put the fire out, and I'm standing there in my bunker pants and my big boots with my red suspenders, and like random chicks walk up and try and give me their number and shit. I threw a lot of those numbers away. Well, I threw all of them away to be specific, but some of the other guys didn't. And that's how women are. A lot of them. Plus, those girls trying to give me their numbers, man. I don't know. They could have been underage. And I'm too old to be messing around with like a 20-year-old. Hell with that. You know, I ain't got it in me to deal with these young women. These young women are crazy. You know?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm not even going to play those games, even whether they want to or not. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. They'll say all this crazy shit about sensitivity and this, that, and the other thing, but in reality, most of them, not all of them, but most of them are just looking for a high status male that they can brag on to all of their friends. And then, of course, once a woman gets that high status male, all of her friends will go out of their way to try and take him. Because the number one way to make a woman attracted to you is to get a girlfriend or a wife.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, every woman wants a piece of that.
Until you put the ring on.
It's
you put
crazy.
the ring. You put the ring, the
ring
wedding
on it,
ring on, and you become
Rise
a good.
up.
No, what I'm talking about though is how a single man, you can go years without even getting nothing, right? And then the second you get a girlfriend, women are coming out of the freaking, woodwork. And the scientists say it's because once one woman chooses you, it signals to all the other women that you're worthwhile.
Yep.
So now all of a sudden they want to jump in on that, game. Plus, it makes them feel good to steal another woman's man, because then in their brain they're like, I'm better than her because I took her man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's
It's
a
like a
reason
weird-
why women are damaged.
I mean, human mating, the whole human mating thing is crazy.
Yes, we are. We are as a species.
It's
critically
like whatever. That's why I always say I wish we reproduce like orcs. But the problem with that is if we reproduce like orcs, our civilization never would have made it out of the Bronze Age, because men don't need anything really to be happy but like a good stick or something.
Yep.
So if a bunch of human men could reproduce asexually, right at this point, we'd still be wandering around in the forest with basic tools, like building little shelters and killing animals and eating them and hanging out with other dudes sometimes, just be like, hey, how you doing, bro? And then going your own way sometimes. We never would develop civilization.
would have never had a need for it, to be honest.
Exactly. We wouldn't have had a need for it. We can be standing up.
Well,
And
there's a
we
tree,
can
there's a
sleep.
bush. We're good. Hey, bonus, there's leaves.
Yeah, we can sleep in the freaking frozen whatever. All we need is enough material to make a fire. We're good. But then the women came around and they're like, look, I don't want to pee in the woods. We need a toilet.
Okay.
And the guy was like, well, okay. And then they're like, you know what? This sleeping underneath some lean-to all the time, that kind of sucks. We need to settle down and have and the guy built a house. And it is my suspicion that that's how human history went all the way from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The woman complained about something, and the man tried to fix it.
Well, yeah,
And
just
now
to
here
shut
we
'em up,
are paying taxes,
so we can have some freaking peace and quiet.
right? But it all ended up with us having to pay taxes.
Hey, I was thinking what Bear said earlier about the five of us in a game. A couple
Yeah.
ideas rolled through my head.
What idea?
Well, because in order to make everybody, be on the same page, right? So that eliminates some stuff, right? Fantasy, you and Bear are like kind of done with it.
I say I'm done with it. I say a lot of things.
Right. A couple 6 months a year, you may not be so done with it, right? But I was thinking, because to me it was seemed kind of funny, but a Star Trek game.
I wouldn't mind a Star Trek game.
I think I could do that. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I'm slowly, a little nostalgic for the original series. But picturing each of you guys as bridge crew, I think would be hysterical.
It might be.
You don't
I
want me
mean,
to
I've
turn
got
into
the
responsibility.
Modifius classic Star Trek box set, the one that looks like a tricorder. Modifius put like the tricorder out, and it has all the classic Star Trek stuff in it.
Yeah, it's funny. When I was looking for the original series on DVD, I thought there was a set that was that, but I was thinking of your game instead. How cool would that have been to get a freaking? But it would be too, it's too small. Maybe Blu-ray if the discs are smaller. I don't know, but you couldn't fit it into a an accurate sized uh, tricorder.
Right,
There's just too many discs.
right. But you got the cool communicator, and that's cool.
Yeah, I'm still looking for batteries for the next gen tricorder, the one that flips open. But
Because or later on, they changed the communicators where they actually just touched their chest, right?
yeah, yeah, which was actually kind of a neat idea, except the original communicator was more like a cell phone because it had a video screen on it.
Yeah, and not only that, the reality is if you made it where every time you tapped your chest, it opened up commo.
Yep,
Dudes on that ship would be bumping that shit all the time.
yep.
And you'd be like, okay, go ahead. And then you'd hear somebody be like, oh, my bad. And
Yep.
eventually it would just be like, oh, God, calm down.
You'd have to give it a triple tap or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
because, I mean, it's like, all you got to do is be around a bunch of Army guys and realize that if you made anything that easy to use, yeah, it's going to be effed up by the end of the week. You can count on it,
At the end of the week, really.
Yeah, that's why everything is the way it is because, and then in the fire service, they actually have a saying called firefighter proof. All the gear has to be made firefighter proof because firefighters break everything. Like literally everything gets broke. So all of the tools and equipment and shit has to be made to the highest standard or else sure as shit, it will get broke. And my favorite tool was the hooligan bar. Actually, it's really called a Halligan, but I like to call it the hooligan bar.
We call it a Halligan's axe.
Yeah. You can, if I have one of those in my hand, there isn't a window or door on the planet I'm not getting into.
Oh, dude.
If I got a partner with a flathead axe, we're getting in everything.
I use that for work. Those are amazing for work. That's all I got to say.
Well, as a Navy guy, you probably had to learn to use them because of damage control and shit, right?
Actually, we didn't have that in the McCandless or on the Defender. But I got to say that as a septic guy, usually whenever I start breaking out my fun tools like that, like the customer's got a phone call where, hey, I need your permission to demo this equipment because I cannot access it. I can't get it open. And it's falling apart on me. The ring is breaking apart. So no matter what, if a car drives over your manhole cover, it's going to collapse into the pit. The car might suffer damage and you'll get sued.
Right.
We can get a guy over here to help do the repairs. I'll stand by and make sure nobody tries to run over this or injure themselves inside the pit after I've sucked out the tank.
Right.
But man, that's what the hooligan's axe is one of my favorite tools of all time.
Well, it's got everything you need.
It really does.
And if you got a buddy with you with a flathead axe, it's just even easier. Captain can't handle anymore. Yeah, right. Things heard from inside the captain's bedroom. It's like, what's going on in there? That crew's awful close. But then again, it is the Navy, and let me tell you,
we're not going to discuss that.
We've heard stories about how the Navy gets down. Meanwhile, Army guys, we're good boys. We don't do any of that crazy shit. We leave that shit to the Navy.
So I just got some golden maple brushes in.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was quick.
Yeah, I literally ordered this yesterday when I was complaining about who shall not be named.
Mhm.
Is Condor he who should not be named?
He is.
Oh.
We just don't talk.
Yeah.
I don't like to address him by name. He's about as popular for me as like a school shooter. Okay,
Dude, he talks shit about me like
that's
all the
all
time.
he's
I don't even
capable of
care.
doing. The guy's 4'3" and 120 pounds. Does he?
And he's
possess-
Canadian. It's like,
And not
come
a
on,
tooth
dude.
to his
There's
name.
no threat matrix with this
What's up,
guy.
Dean?
Good
doing,
evening,
Dean?
and it's going good.
Hey, Dean, how you doing, bud?
But I mean, you know,
Good to see you again, man.
it's kind of funny, you know, when Canadians try to be tough.
Listen, wait, what era of
Like,
Canadians? World
what
War
are you
One or
doing?
2025? Because World War One Canadians being tough, I'm out. I'm out. No, I'm not sticking around for this. I don't want to see it. It'll send my head in directions that I don't want to go. And I mean, they are absolutely beautiful with getting rid of Germans.
Yeah, but that was 100 years ago. Now they're ruled by Carney.
They're ruled by Carney, and they
And
have
before
the
that, the
Castro.
son of Fidel Castro.
What's a Connie?
Carney
So
is
what-
the leader of Canada.
And now they're being told if you get a home invasion, just comply with it.
Right.
Literally,
And-
that's what they said.
They fucking literally said that in the middle of the fucking the gathering.
Well,
It's
apparently, some
informed
people
officer.
just recently got killed during a home invasion in Canada.
What if you live in a forest? You can't really leave because you'll get a $25,000 fine. if you leave
and
the
it
forest.
completely discounts the process criminals, the criminals who are there to hurt, not steal.
Well, what the sheriff or whatever they're called in the Mountie said is leave your car keys by the front door. That way, when they kick in your house, they can just grab your car keys and leave. And it's hilarious because in Florida, our sheriffs say if someone kicks in your front door, blow their brains out.
Yeah, be accurate.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, like we have like unfortunately, like all the laws, like you're not allowed to be excessive and all that. But I'm pretty sure we can do more than whatever was suggested there, like comply.
Right. Comply with criminals, not in Florida.
Yeah, you
Our
don't-
sheriffs even say if you're a criminal and you're thinking about coming to this county to mess around, I would not advise it because I tell all of my citizens to be armed. And if you come in their front door, I want them to blow you out of it. You know, so I mean, and that's not one sheriff. That's like 5 different Florida sheriffs. They're just saying straight up. If somebody tries to break in your house, kill them. It'll save them paperwork.
Right?
Speaking of sheriffs, I still think one of the more funnier things I've seen is like when federal agencies come by asking about your guns. People then call the sheriff on them.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite videos, like seeing them handle the arrest.
Yeah, the FBI show up to frickin' ask questions they shouldn't ask and do just cause the cops on. Because they're on private property. It's like, get out of here. My favorite new law in Florida, and we're getting ready to have some more too, because they're talking about getting rid of property tax, is in Florida, if someone tries to block a highway and you run them over, it's their fault. And they'll be prosecuted for it, assuming they survive.
Yeah.
Because 95 people are doing like 90 on that thing. So if you jump out there thinking you're going Antifa or stop oil and block that highway, you are going to get killed. And it's not against the law. I mean, literally, you can just take them out.
You play stupid games.
That's why all of our protests in Florida are very orderly and polite. Like we do have protests, but they stand on the sidewalk and hold signs. You know what I mean? They don't step out in the street. Them assholes get ran over, and it'll be their fault. So my favorite thing is the one sheriff when they were trying to get on him because he shot some carjacker. Well, his department shot this carjacker like 90 times. And the reporter's like, seems excessive. Why did you shoot so-and-so 90 times? And the sheriff said, well, we ran out of ammo.
Best answer ever.
That's also a good answer, but like if it was me and I was morbid and I would have a problem with HR afterward, I would probably have said like, you would try to reach the monthly budget.
Right?
Nice.
I mean, Grady Judd is an absolute mad lad. You don't want to go to Polk County. And now you've got the guy who's running Brevard County, and he's trying to be as crazy as Grady Judd in Polk County is. And it's like all of Florida is just getting that way. And what's weird is we were really worried because so many New Yorkers and Californians were moving to Florida that Florida was going to turn purple or
And
blue.
then you guys,
Florida just keeps getting redder. You know what I mean? So the people from New York who are moving to Florida, they're all becoming conservative Republican voters.
Well, that's why they went there in the first place.
It's like, all right. Like the latest data shows that the Republicans are up 2.4 million registrations, and the Democrats are down like 2.2.
you'll
So-
never have a Democrat majority for like another 60 years in Florida.
Yeah. Well, it's because people look at what they want and say, no, that's not what we want. And like one guy said, I forget who it was, but they're right. That party has become the party of the elite class. Like they don't respect you unless you've got a degree from, Berkeley. If you're like a plumber or whatever, freaking Bruce does, I don't even want to get into the shit Shadow's into. They have no respect for you. You're not their people,
And that's okay.
Yeah.
As a guy that has roots from New York and Illinois, like I would never want to go to those states. I don't even like the idea of going back home to bury a family member. I'm sorry they passed. See ya. Guys want to come down for Christmas? I'll get you a condo. Let me know. And that's just how I feel. Like, no, I don't want to go where you fucked up everything to where I don't even want to visit. That's how I feel about New York and Illinois and half the fucking country. I have no desire to travel overseas. I have a problem with the fucking muzzrats over here.
I liked going to New York because I liked seeing, the part of Queens my dad grew up in and stuff like that. So that was cool, but I don't want to go back and I'd never want to live there.
If the part of Queens where your pops grew up at was still around, if you could see,
oh yeah, it's totally
Queens,
different now.
it'd be completely worth it for that trip. If you could go there on fucking Thanksgiving Day weekend and be at the lighting of the tree, you'd do that. You would enjoy that, and then you'd go walk down, Fifth Avenue and listen to some bangers being played off the porches, because the people would fucking be bringing their instruments out to their friend's barber shop and trying to make a Saturday evening post painting in real life. That'd be fucking worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when that happens.
But instead, you go over there and you got a riot going on because you've got these miserable migrants that are here. And the police would rather arrest like a grandmother who's jaywalking.
I mean, that's easier.
I know.
Yeah, I was watching this thing, Dean, and as
You
our
came to stir some shit up, didn't you?
as
Sorry, what?
our
You
representative
said fucking Dean.
European,
You just came to stir some shit up, didn't you?
this guy
Yes.
was talking about how Europeans always talk about how Americans never travel,
America.
except then he looked at America, and he was like, actually, if an American travels from Florida to Chicago, they have traveled further than Italy to Berlin. And it's just that Europeans don't realize that one, America is massive, and two, we have like 7 distinct cultures within the nation, you know? So we get as much foreign travel as you do. We just don't have to leave our giant country to do it.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to leave America for any
Because
reason.
New York is totally different than Florida.
Completely.
And nowhere is like Appalachia. Nowhere in the world. That place is crazy. And then if you go to the Midwest, they have their whole Midwest Scandinavian thing going on.
You know what Appalachia
Shit
needs?
like that, right?
Appalachia needs more fucking castles. Okay.
Right on the top of every hill,
I would love that.
just a giant castle.
Just a fucking
But like in the
700
Midwest,
castle.
like Minnesota, if you stay out of Mogadishu, Minneapolis, it's like a bunch of Vikings eating rotten fish all the time.
Yep.
That lutefish they eat, all whatever. And then Texas is its own shit. Texas probably got three
We
different
got three
cultures.
separate
in
cultures.
Texas.
We have 3 separate cultures here. We got the Tex-Mex, which is from where I live south. We've got the Bavarian Hill Country, which is from where I live up to the center of the state and the center west. And then you have this, I want to say kind of like an anglicized Appalachia. And I say that because the eastern side of Texas along 35 East towards Houston, towards Louisiana, you have a blend of Texans there that their variety of Texas is completely different. There's an afflected accent for Tyler, Texas.
Well, I know there's still people in Texas that speak German.
Yeah, and that's Bavarian Hill Country. That's from here up to Fredericksburg, Austin East.
Yeah,
Or
'cause
Austin
apparently
West.
a long time ago, a lot of Germans settled. Germans and
lost.
Poles.
They got lost.
They got
They-
lost somehow and ended up
Yeah.
in Texas. And then they said, hey, you know what we should do? Let's buy butcher markets. And then the Germans started, and the Poles started being like, so let's make sausages and stuff and smoke them. And the next thing you know, they're smoking briskets and they're calling schnitzel country fried steak, you know. But let's be honest, it's schnitzel, you know. And so in addition to like Mexican cuisine, Texas has very, very strong Central European influence.
Go from Beeville to Karnes City to Kennedy, which is kind of a short spread, about the size of maybe Constantinople in size.
So
Right.
I have a question about Texas.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it true that if there weren't like all the other states around in Mexico, Texas would have been a country that is constantly fighting with itself?
It was
Okay.
a country.
Oh, yes, I know it was a country before. Like they were like, okay, so we got Mexico to the south of us who want us to be Catholic, and we got America to the north of us who just want Mexico away. Let's join them.
Yeah, it kind of like that. It was their economy wasn't doing super great. And they realized that if they joined the union, they were going to make a lot more money and sell a lot more stuff. And Mexico was going to F off, which at that time, Mexico wasn't even Mexico. It was owned by France, I think, actually, or Spain.
Yeah, the Habsburgs.
Habsburgs, yeah, exactly. So the Texans joined the Union, and boy, we're glad they did.
The best contribution Texas makes to the nation is its petroleum production.
Well,
And
plus the food.
no, the food. I'm going to say
Tex-Mex is pretty good.
Tex-Mex is all right. I'm
It's
going to
way
say
better than authentic Mexican food.
I've never had Kansas City ribs, but I like
Oh, they're
Kansas
good.
City barbecue better.
Well, the best barbecue everybody knows is South Carolina.
Man,
You know,
still going with that.
the dry rub vinegar mustard blend. Hell yeah,
See, I
Carolina
like
barbecue. That's where it all started too.
I like a mustard-based barbecue sauce more than a rub.
Well, I mean, boy, do I got news for you because the rub has a lot of mustard in it.
Yeah,
And
I,
vinegar.
So I can't have it.
And then you slow cook it until it falls apart. Because South Carolina barbecue is basically just the pork shoulder. You know, it's not like you're doing ribs and stuff like that. That's
it's pork.
the ribs and everything like that. That's more Missouri.
Yeah, that's why I said Kansas City barbecue is my favorite.
Yeah. Because those boys up in Missouri will barbecue a freaking rat if you catch it and give it to them. They don't give a shit.
I'm not upset about this. My most disturbing statement I'll ever make is gonna be right here. When I was 26, I worked for Terminix, and I was doing a job that covered pretty much the southern half of Illinois over to Indiana and Kentucky border. And I was told to go to this one customer house and pick up $500 cash and do a service for them, do the initial service, spend 2 hours there, make sure they're happy. So on the way over there, I got special instructions to go over to Farm Supply, buy a bucket that weighed 7 pounds with nothing but rat poison in it. And go over there and don't even apply it, just give it to the farmer. When I get there, I've been driving for an hour and a half and I'm hungry because it's lunchtime. And I wanted to make this stop first, then I'll go eat. And as I get there, I get out and I smell meat on the fire. And I'm like, man, that smells fucking delicious. I wonder what he's got. Maybe he'll share. And I get my bucket and I start huffing it towards the barn where I see the farmer's at. And he's got a burn barrel there. And I'm like, oh, okay, where's the barbecue pit? Like, you got a barbecue going on today? He's like, no, I'm just burning all the rats. I'm like, what? The rats. And I look in the burn barrel, and the rats are burning so nicely. I thought it was chicken. I thought he would had a diseased crop of chickens, and he burned like 3/4 of this bucket full of fucking dead chickens because the meat looks like chicken meat. My fucking stomach is just going crazy, going, oh my God, I'm fucking starved. And I'm looking at this fucking pile of rats that's been given gasoline treatment and set aflame. And I'm like, oh, this is just.
Well, remember the movie Demolition Man?
Yes.
I was thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
I was
underground
thinking,
and
I was also
like
thinking
eating
that
a
like a
hamburger.
rat burger.
And he's like, what is this? And she's like, carne directa. And he's like, what?
What?
It's rat meat. And he's like, F it. Keeps eating it. He's
not
so
bad.
happy to
Be
have a
fair, when you see
hamburger.
what else they serve upstairs, you can kind of forgive him for wanting any meat.
Yeah, the weird cubed whatever.
I love Demolition Man.
In the future, every restaurant's Taco Bell and everyone's vegan.
Depends on which version you get, because the European version, I think it's Pizza Hut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they dubbed it over, which is actually kind of funny when you know, because you can actually see not the pause, but like the how it cuts in, like, oh, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, there's some Pizza Hut adverts in there.
Weird.
Like, get out all the way. But yeah, that's such a good movie. Me and Janet have to review that film at some point.
And it had great actors in it. I mean, come on.
Sandra
I mean,
Bullock.
Like Jackie Chan was
Stallone at his best, and Wesley Snipes was just the perfect smart-ass bad guy.
I don't know what's that that show Stallone's in now.
Tulsa King.
Yeah, he looks really really experienced and wiser.
Yeah.
I say old it's because he's really old.
Right, but he, some of his movies he's come across as dim-witted, and now he's like, worldly and all that. And he's like,
He was in a superhero movie there for a while. My mom loved it. Like in the beginning, he's like a garbage man, but he had used to be a superhero, but he stopped. But then some young kid convinces him to give it a go again.
Are you sure not talking about fucking Hancock with Will Smith?
No, it's Stallone, and it was on like HBO or something.
No, Hancock, that's where a lot of weird thing happens in his life. They can't explain it, and it turns out he's forgotten he's a superhero, or at least
You're
he
talking
has
about
power.
Samaritan.
Samaritan. Yeah. I'm talking about Samaritan.
Well, in Tulsa King, there's only like 3 instances where Stallone throws a punch. And I'm not really sold on the fight choreography of Tulsa King. That's like the weakest part of the show. The drama's great. The acting's amazing. But the fight resolution, no bueno.
So I have a question to you guys. Now we are talking about Stallone. What's your guys' opinion of Frank Stallone?
Good singer.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, same here. I've never heard of it.
That's Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frank
Yes,
Stallone.
it's Stallone's brother. The song in Rocky 1 or 2 is sung by Frank Stallone.
Oh, huh. Learn something new every day then.
Hey,
Yeah, the only reason go ahead.
is that brainy enough?
I don't know why I look at it and it looks like. Oh wait, that's because I have a blue filter on. Never mind. Let's
What
turn
do you
that off
think?
real quick.
Is that brainy enough?
Yes.
Rising up.
Very
back to the
grillish.
streets.
But yeah, the
Good
only
night,
reason
time.
I know about
Good
Frank
night,
Stallone
time.
is what do you call it? Someone was reviewing like a Rocky movie, and like they were not Rocky, but like Sylvester Stallone movie. It was probably Cobra, and they were like threatening
Cobra
him.
was a good movie, and the guy who played the bad guy in it's in a ton of shit.
Yeah.
Like he's always like the B-lister, but he was scary in that movie.
It's the voice, but yeah, basically, someone threatens a character Sylvester Stallone is playing, like, "Oh, I'm gonna come for your family," and then the viewer is like, "You leave Frank Stallone, like you Frank Stallone alone."
Well, he directed
And
Staying
that's the only
Alive.
reason why I know about him.
Yep.
Is because someone did that, and that lives rent free in my head now.
There was a movie back in the 70s called Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta.
Mhm.
And Sylvester Stallone directed a sequel called Staying Alive. Frank Stallone sang sang a song in it called Far From Over. That's the biggest thing he did. He'd done other stuff. He'd done other songs, but actually that song peaked at number 10
Yeah.
on the Billboard. And that's where Frank Stallone got his majority of his credit, I guess you'd say. He's not a very good actor, but he's okay if you just need a dark-haired older Italian. Frank Stallone's good for that.
Yeah, he also, if you like look at pictures of him, he has like he doesn't have the nerve damage that Sylvester Stallone had that gives him that stereotype that
The
drawl.
lip.
Yeah, the lips are drawl. But he basically he has the same facial structure, so you can like see their brothers or at least cousins.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even know he had a brother or cousin or anything, but Stallone did something amazing, and I love him for it. And a lot of people can hate it, and I'm not even saying it was good, but I still love him for it. And it's Disposables. The Disposables or whatever.
Expendables?
The Expendables.
Okay.
That was a Stallone thing. And
Yeah.
he managed to get all of these old freaking done action
And-
stars together, you know,
and
and
Nol-
make like
and
6
Nolgren.
movies.
And Nolgren.
Oh, Dolph Lundgren was in it.
Yeah.
Freaking, he got Schwarzenegger. He got like everybody. Jet Li. Freaking, I think
Really?
the one female MMA fighter was in it. It was like anyone who at any time had ever even slightly remotely been an action star, he was getting in those movies. You know, and I was just sitting here thinking, talk about a bro looking out for his bros, man. You know, like some of these guys haven't did a movie in like 15 years.
15 years.
And he's all like, look, I'll give you $1 million. Come over here. We'll do some stupid shit. All right. You know what I mean? I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's great.
Here's the thing I like about Stallone the most. Stallone learned the
He's
art
Italian.
and craft of being in movies. And what I mean is that he learned how to script. He learned how to do proper story pacing. He learned how to build characters in the script. Then, whenever it came to acting, he learned how to adapt an actor to a script and make that actor take on the role fully. More so, behind the camera, he's a good director of photography and director. He is. There's a lot of people don't agree with that, and that's okay. He helps out his current the Tulsa King guys whenever they're doing anything. He gets involved before, during, and after the shoots. Lastly, he learned how to edit. That guy is the master jack of all trades for Hollywood. And more importantly, he looks good in front of the camera to where women are wanting to see him from in his prime to where he's like approaching 75 years old, which I think he's 77 or 76, something like that.
Well, I mean, that was the Sean Connery thing.
Yeah. And he's
Women
got
were
the
just
crowd.
like the older he gets, the more attractive he is.
He's getting the same thirsty bitches that Sean Connery had 20 years ago.
I mean, because you had Sean Connery like 50 years ago, James Bond, and then fast forward like 40 years and he's like the Spaniard. And
Oh, no. There was a movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones called Entrapment right before she married Mark Douglas. And every dude I knew wanted to see Entrapment because they wanted to see her do her yoga bullshit under the lasers.
yeah,
But every fucking woman I knew wanted to go see Entrapment because they wanted to see what exactly would Sean Connery do with a younger woman because they were going to go finger themselves silly afterwards, pretending to be Catherine Zeta-Jones.
huh?
And then there was the time where he voiced the dragon in Braveheart.
He was the dragon.
He was
Yeah.
the dragon.
I'm the last one.
That was
And
good.
then, of course, like I said, he was an immortal in the first Highlander.
Okay, you don't believe the second Highlander exists. I gotcha.
Yeah, no,
There's only one
Weird, 'cause
Highlander.
that's my favorite.
I mean, I like two. I just understand why people wished it was just its own cyberpunk movie.
yeah. Here we are. We're the masters of the you know.
If Queen had came out for part
I mean,
two,
it had the Queen soundtrack too, guys. Come on. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
And it had what's his name as the Kurgan. Oh my God.
Lee Brown.
Clancy Brown.
I got something to say. It's better to burn out than to fade away. That guy's so cool. Clancy
fun
Brown,
actor.
yeah.
Clancy Brown is a very fun actor.
Yeah.
Uh,
That dude. And you know what the other most important thing about the original Highlander is all the people in the original Highlander, the actors, you can tell they were enjoying themselves.
yeah.
Like the French guy who played the main character, Lambert or whatever his name is.
Christopher Lambert.
Yeah, I mean, they were all, you can tell that they're like, we're in this movie and we're liking it. You know, I mean,
He-
Clancy Brown or whatever, he was playing it up. Like, you know what I mean? He was hyping up the Kurgan, right? And it was just like, you can tell sometimes when the people in a movie are like having a good time being in the movie.
Yeah.
And
Christopher Lambert also he is just a great actor in general, and someone my age, he's most known for his role as Raiden in the Mortal Kombat movie, the first one.
oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm. That was a
And,
good movie.
It's a good movie where all that's happened is they explain what's happening and then they fight, then explain what's going to happen next and then they fight.
Yep.
But it's
Yeah,
a
you-
great
you got
time
the
the whole
one-
time.
Super cool American dude that's always wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, Lambert's a pretty phenomenal actor. I saw him in I think it was Beowulf, and he was completely blind at the time.
Yeah.
Like I have just wow, you know what I mean?
Actually, he did become blind also in real life, unfortunately.
No, that's what I mean. He was
Oh.
literally he was blind when he was acting in that movie. As far as I know, that's just wow. You know, you would think that he would be like the last guy you call. You know what I mean? To be in a movie, it's like This
Yeah.
is going
As
to be
long as you tell him where to stand, I mean,
right, but I mean, it could have been a logistic nightmare. He's on a horse all the time,
stand there, say the words.
maybe.
Okay.
Well, you know what they say. Sometimes you have to help Uncle Jack off his horse.
Yeah, that's a Danish saying, I think.
What do you mean?
Because I've never heard that saying anywhere in Appalachia.
Yeah, right?
Our
Many-
sayings are more like if you're walking through the woods and you hear someone yell your name, keep walking. Because you'll get caught by the boogeyman.
Yeah. To be fair, your name is James. Just like, okay, which James?
I
there-
like to think James, the brother of Christ, but I could also have been named after Saint James, who was the brother of Andrew, and got murdered by Caiaphas by being thrown off of the top of the temple.
Yeah, I hate with it.
Well, that's the thing. Like almost every single one of the apostles was murdered.
Oh yeah, isn't it only like one that survived?
And there's like one or two that actually died of old age. Like Matthew got murdered in Africa. And you know why? It's so stupid. So he was converting people to Christianity and telling them not to be fornicators. Well, these damn African women decided they wouldn't even sleep with their own husbands. And so the husbands got mad and they killed Matthew.
I can see it.
Because they're all like, what are you doing, asshole? I'm trying to get laid over here.
So they were, never mind.
Yeah.
So the women decided to be celibate even though they were married. And the men all blamed Matthew for it and killed him. Yeah, that is so whatever. And then Andrew, of course, met his end. But before he met his end, he had traveled north to Constantinople, what would become Constantinople, and had preached to the Slavs. I think Matthew went to India too for a little while. I mean, those cats were getting around, dude. But James became the bishop of Jerusalem and then was murdered by the high priest of the temple. And there were like two Jameses.
Yeah. I mean,
The
that
brothers
is
of
also
Thunder
like
and another James.
You say they went around, but that's also like I forgot what they called it, but there was like so few things that happened before the spreading of the gospel. Yeah, that's a
nice, Bruce.
Hydra Goose.
Yeah, that's a scary monster right there.
Tune in Saturday for the debut.
Nice.
And like I told you, Bruce, when goose bite, they grab you and then they twist their head sideways and pull.
They've got teeth.
And they got teeth.
I still love how you can like take them by the neck and throw them away. And once you do that a couple of times, they don't come back.
Yeah, geese, they either like you or they hate your guts. And I've owned geese and they liked me, but they hated everyone else. And if you don't want like your neighbors to ever visit you, buy a couple geese. After a couple of times of them running from their car to try to get into the house with those geese after them, they'll just stop coming. You know,
So
they just won't show up anymore.
James, is this something that happened like in your younger years, or?
Well, owning and geese, yeah. We had some African gray geese, and these things, there's a reason they nickname them Cobra chickens. They pretty much liked us and hated everything else, everything else. And they were so bad that my aunts and uncles and shit would be like, yeah, we're not coming to your house. I mean, it's like, you got to make a break for it from the car to the front door, and all these geese chasing you, intent on biting you. And they do have teeth. If you open a goose's mouth, you'll see
Yeah.
serrated teeth in there. And they like to grab and twist, grab and twist. The other farm animal people underestimate as far as will F you up if you're not paying attention is donkeys.
I would say cow.
Oh yeah.
But okay, donkey works too.
Donkeys are vicious. And you have to specially train your donkeys not to kill every dog in the neighborhood. Because
Yes.
donkeys will kill a dog on sight. They don't give a shit. If it's canine in any way, donkey will stomp it to death.
Yep.
That I didn't know. I know like that you have to not necessarily keep them separated from other farm animals, but at least keep watching them because they will pick them up by the mouth and like pull them around. Not like kill them, but like pull them.
You can go online on YouTube and there's a video of a donkey literally murdering a hyena in somewhere in South Africa. The hyena got into where the donkey was and the donkey murdered it, broke its neck. But yeah, if you own donkeys, you have to train them not to kill your dogs or they will. So what a lot of people are doing now is say you own goats or sheep. Instead of getting dogs to guard your goats and sheep, you throw a donkey in the freaking field with them. Yeah, it might throw a couple of them around every now and then, but it's not going to seriously hurt them. But let a wolf or coyote cross that fence. Donkey will not run. It'll go right at them. And its intent is murder from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, there's no F's given with a donkey. They just want to kill every dog-like creature. And they're cheap.
I'd be okay with that.
You can get a baby donkey right now for a couple $100. Whereas a good guard dog like a Pyrenees or something costs thousands.
Yeah.
And the other thing is donkeys are really loud. So when that donkey goes after the coyote or the wolf or something, it raises hell. And you're going to hear it miles away. And the third reason to buy donkeys is they eat the same thing that the other herd animals eat. So you ain't got to buy kibble for them like you do if you have a dog. They're just out in the field, right? They eat grass, they eat hay. If you throw pellets in, they eat that. They are the best guard animal for sheep or goats or anything that you can ever get. They will, however, have babies with horses, and that's weird. That's how you get a mule.
Right.
And mules are way too smart for their good, too. You can only have 2 mules pulling a plow. Did you know that?
No, but I know like you really have to, what do you call it, blind decipher your mules. Otherwise, they realize you're just taking them on a long trip and they may or may not kill themselves to get out of that.
The thing with mules is if you're having them pull something, whether it's stumps, a plow, whatever, you have to have 2 mules on the harness. Because if you put a horse on the harness, the mule will only pull as hard as it needs to take the slack up. It'll pretend it's working, but it ain't. And it'll work the horse to death. So you always got to have 2 mules because they're smart. So the mule does the bare minimum while that horse is working its ass off. It ends up dying, you know. But if you put 2 mules on the harness, right? They both try to work the minimum they can, but they can't out minimum each other. So they end up just doing it. Shit you learn on a farm, man.
So apparently JD DeLay bought the world's largest wood chipper.
Okay.
Do you know who JD DeLay is?
No.
He's a 57-time felon, and he now is a rehabilitation specialist. When was the last hurricane they had down in Florida? Was it Katrina or was there one more recent?
I think the last one was Katrina that mattered.
Because he was running around helping cops like, hey, listen, there's an enclave of heroin users here. There's no services. We need to get this marked so we can get the substitution drug. What's the one that they use to replace with heroin? Methanol?
No.
Methadone?
It's methadone.
Okay, he was dropping flags for cops like, hey, listen, here's where we need to go. There's methadone needed over here. There's methadone needed over here. And then, like, he went in front of a lot of judges, and now he's free, but only on the recognizance that he never fucks up again. Because if he does, there's a Florida judge that will pull him to Florida, and they'll extradite to Florida just so this judge can try him and throw away the key because of all the fucked up things he's done. And it's kind of interesting, but I really enjoy the Jason Blake story. He's got a wood chipper tribe group of people that are very adamant about throwing PDF files through wood chippers. And he's been on the Unsubscribed podcast. He's a rather unusual individual. He got a letter of recommendation from Angry Cops, which the DA read in court to help the court decide if they wanted to pressure and push charges onto this guy, or if they wanted to just let him go with the threat of life without freedom ever again if you fuck up. And they went with that. And so he's kind of like one of the guys on the periphery of the Unsubscribed podcast, because there's a lot of overlap between those two. Because who doesn't want to throw a pedophile through a wood chipper? I think everyone does. I think every man with like the potential to have daughters, especially, wants to make sure, like, hey, they've done our part. I put 3 pedophiles in my life through wood chipper. It's great. I recommend everybody do it. And I think that they've new episode for the Unsubscribed for this weekend is the world's largest wood chipper with JD Delay.
You watch the most interesting things.
So, Bear, what's your opinion of BattleTech?
Antagonizing Bear before I can even end the show. You
That is such a cool,
at a
that's
later
a cool
date.
tank.
But we've been on twice as long as I've meant to be. And my wife made this delicious German recipe. It's a cabbage casserole. So you take like cabbage, onion, you cook it all up real good with meat, and then you put it in a casserole dish and you cover it with cheese and a little bit of panko, and you bake it. And I am starving to death. And I'm going to go eat it. That's
You guys
what's
have a
on.
great weekend.
You too.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you around.
That'll work.